And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the first edition of the
SlideJob!
SlideJob 300 tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway, presented by Bottom Split on eRacer. My name is Sean Butler. We got a booth here tonight. We need that in order to put the broadcast on. Jordan Worth is here, Blake McCandless, Josh Mendoza, Kevin McAdams has stumbled on in here. So I'd like to welcome all of you guys in. Hope you're ready for a long night of racing here at Homestead Miami Speedway and the older cars. First time we've seen these on an eRacer broadcast since the Carnomaly 500, and that turned out to be a pretty good race. But yeah, so Blake, we're going to start with you. You got a chance to watch pretty much all of the, well, I guess the main qualifying race in this here event. So what was the main thing that you noticed that the drivers have to do to be competitive in this car tonight?
Well, Sean, the one thing that a lot of drivers were talking about is that it kind of resembled an older Bristol in a way. I think even Bryan Blackford, who was responsible for putting on this event, kind of described it in that way. But we have totally turned the tables here tonight that it is much colder. It's at night. We were running these other qualifying races in the morning. It was very hot outside, so trying to change up the track, trying to bring in that top groove. If anything, we know these cars are a handful. They're having to maintain grip and try to fix it all the way around. So we'll see if they're able to do that.
And if there's one thing that these cars are known for, it's tire conservation is king in these cars. Should provide some fun racing, though. We got a long race tonight, 300 miles here at the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway tonight. And as the field starts to roll off, what do you say we go over the starting grid for tonight's event? Okay, all right, we'll stand by.
We're
There we
deep into
go.
it. There we go.
There we go. All right, spoiler alert. Matt Busa is your pole sitter tonight. A blistering lap, 33.459. The only driver in the fours in qualifying. So that is a great lap for him. Michael Conti will roll off in second. Look at this pace lap, by the way. All running the top here. Ceremonial outside pace lap. Love to see that. Row 2 is Kevin King, Colin Bowden in the number 97 tonight. He's number 26 in the server, but 97 on the car, I guess. Anthony Burrows will be rolling off in the 5th position. There's Michael Gonzalez in 6th. Blade Witt, Daniel Eberhardt make up row number 4, and Blake, Jose Solis Jr., and Ethan Lane will round out the top 10.
And Lane, a late entry into this after being initially bumped out. He was invited back into the race through a provisional. Parker White will start in 11th. Justin Lisenby in 12th. Brandon McKissick, he was strong and will start in the 13th starting position. Briar LaPrade, who finished second in race number 2 yesterday, will start in 14th. 15th goes to Blake Sasser. 16th to Jake Nichols. Somebody who won a championship here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Zach Novak will start in 17th. 18th to Tyler Justice. Alex Kolonix will roll off 19th, and Will Cooley will round out the top 20.
Why don't you take the next few positions here, Josh? Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm just going back and forth right now between race controlling and broadcasting. Starting in 21st. Did we already do 21st?
No, you're good. You're right on the money.
Okay, good. All right, great.
Yeah.
Dustin Montgomery. Bryan Blackford, the host of this event, is going to be starting 22nd in the 33 car. Vicente Salas is going to be 23rd. 24th, Daniel Botafoco. And 25th, Justin Smith. 26th, Tommy Gussett. 27th, Brian Mercurio. Nicholas Short in the 28th position, followed by Michael Guest, 29th, and Vincent Sora in the 30th position.
Did great there, Josh. Dylan Alt, Logan Helton, Jimmy Mullis, Omar Diallo, Adam Benefield, Garrison Hogan, Blake Reynolds, Gabe Wood, Andrew Freenage, Michael Frisch, Andrew Petronek, Dylan Jones, and Ralph Hutchison will round out the field here tonight. We had to fly through that because we're going green here, boys, in the first SlideJob 300. Bottom Split presenting the SlideJob 300 live on eRacer. Hope you guys are ready. Going to be a long, fun race. Get to see who takes home the main $150 after tonight. Pace truck is off. Matt Busa and Michael Conti lead up to the green flag, and we are green here in Homestead. It looks like everyone's still pretty much side by side. Good start to the outside lane by Conti. Into corner number 1. Busa's got the preferred line on the bottom as he gets loose, as Conti has to chase it up the track, and they might be 3 wide early as they make their way off turn 2.
Conti shoved up the racetrack. Here comes somebody who was very strong yesterday, Colin Bowden, who looked to try and take a peek for just a moment, but he'll slot back in line. Conti will go straight to that outside line. We'll get a good test of it early on to see how well it's working, but Conti looking to carry that momentum off at 2 and get back at Kevin King for second.
Now, we saw the bottom lane be the dominant lane throughout the qualifying races. We'll see if that holds true tonight. But Conti not wasting any time, as you said, Blake, getting to that top groove. And looks like it's starting to work a little bit. He's going to have a huge run off of turn number 2. He might be taking the lead going into 3.
Well, he fell back to 4th, and I think he's already gone to the top spot, and that he has 1 or 2 car lengths clear. Matt Busa and Kevin King behind. He goes directly back down to the bottom, but I think he's showing that outside line, at least early on, pretty sporty out there.
That might spark some interest from everybody here. So here comes Kevin King. Gets a little wide off the corner. He's going to fall in behind Conti. Battle for 3rd heat and or 4th, I should say. Colin Bowden, the 97, going by Matt Busa there in the 75. Here comes Blade Witt in that 14 iRacing machine. Are on board with him currently, looking for the roof cam, looking to try to get by Busa. Busa, very conservative to start this run, Blake. You got to think he's in heavy tire save mode, as it looks like he's just going to let Witt go by, but he can't drop back too far, or else he might have to burn his tires up completely getting back up here.
Well, we remember Matt Busa yesterday. He pretty much did the same thing. Started on the pole in his qualifying race and then just dropped like a rock and never really got back to the front. So perhaps Busa just really has qualifying in these cars figured out. But otherwise, I don't know, maybe he just is struggling to figure out that long run pace. As you see, pretty much everyone starting to make their way down to the bottom, the very bottom of the track, not even with that seam, but all the way beneath it, right along the white line. Looking like an old school Bristol right here. You have 1 car trapped on the outside. That is Ethan Lane, but otherwise it is everybody fighting to get to that paint here at the bottom of Homestead Miami Speedway.
And haven't seen this type of racing pretty much ever at this version of Homestead and iRacing. Usually everyone's running right along the middle, where you see about where Blake Sasser in that 23 car, the white car on the outside. That's usually where everyone's running, which is the essential line here. But in this event, it's been all along the white line in this. But you got to think, Blake, maybe Michael Conti maybe sparked some interest in these guys after seeing what he did to get to the lead earlier, as we got one right against the wall there. That is Blake Sasser. As we just mentioned, he is rib riding in the 23. He's going to make up 2 spots here. He's looking to the outside of Ethan Lane going into 1.
Well, I think what we saw from Conti and maybe what we're seeing from Sasser right now is that there is a lot of speed in that top lane, but when do you want to use it? I think everybody knowing that top is known to wear tires a little bit more, or they're just going to take it easy at the beginning and use their tires when they need to at the end of the run. We saw yesterday that a lot of drivers, even if they didn't go all the way to the top, they would get right above that bottom seam right there and try to carry that momentum that way. But Blake Sasser right now, one of the few drivers that can try and go up to the top, as they're 3 wide right in front of him.
Oh, man, Parker White in the 95 is right in the middle of this. He's got Zach Novak underneath him, and that's the 240 of Brandon McKissick up there in that Jeff Gordon rainbow scheme. Look at that. There's still 3 wide. White's still in the middle. That's Michael Gonzalez on the bottom. And they're still 3 wide going into 3. It's going to get a shot from the 90. Oh, no, they're going to be crashing, and McKissick into the wall. Sasser is involved in it. Now the field has to check up, and the Will Cooley in the 100. Sasser flipping through 3 and 4. And that is an emphatic first wreck in the SlideJob 300. Caution, needless to say, is out.
That's a hard hit. No fast repairs. So that may be Blake's race just done with and over.
Let's even get a replay here. That just the flip right there is kind of puzzling right there. Not a whole lot of contact there, but you know, that's it'll happen sometimes. But 3 wide, and there you see the 90 car right there of Zach Novak just punts Michael Gonzalez in the 72. That kind of leads to a big domino effect, if you will, as Will Cooley just unfortunately just destroys the 23 and his car. Let's see what Will saw. Can we see that? There we go. So let's see. There's the wreck happening. As here they come sliding down the track, and Will just got nowhere to go. So that is a tough break for both of those guys. But one guy that's we got hopped into the booth with us here, Bryan Blackford, has joined us, the proprietor of this event. Bryan, what are you thinking so far in this thing?
I think you guys need to go on board with Jake Nichols for that.
With Jake Nichols?
That was a good one. We got pit stops happening now, but yeah, that was pretty close for him.
Let's see. What number is Jake Nichols? He's in the 24.
24.
So let's see what he sees right here. If we can, has the statute of limitations passed? I don't think so.
We can go back. We'll watch the pit stop, though. Let's see who wins that.
All right, field is down and away back here. Everyone 4 tires, I would say.
That's Conti off pit road first. Easy.
Michael Conti just destroys everybody off pit road. Anthony Burrows will come out second, Kevin King third, Bowden fourth, and Daniel Eberhardt will come out in fifth. So let's see what Jake Nichols saw in this, or on board with him going into turn number 3. Back in the 17th spot, it says that he was running. Let's see. So there's the accident happening. Does he barely miss? Oh,
man.
instinct. There you go. Good call by Bryan there. So that is how you avoid a wreck 101. You see the driver coming down the track, don't turn with him, turn against him. And that got the job done. So Nichols saves his race, but he's still mired in the mid-pack, so nowhere really safe, especially in this race, Blake. But interesting move by Michael Conti here. He's coming back in.
That is something that I wouldn't have expected. Maybe I really can only think that he got a penalty or something. Surprised that he would come down and willingly give up the race leader. Perhaps he didn't. Maybe he missed something there on that pit stop.
Maybe they didn't hit all the lugs on the tires there. Who knows? We'll see. That's no longer a problem after, this most recent NASCAR season. But in these cars, you got to hit all the lugs to get the tires on. Conti is down and away, so it doesn't look like he served a penalty. Maybe just topping off. Who knows? Maybe thinking down the road for this race. So in the SlideJob 300, live on eRacer, presented by Bottom Split.
Can I make an observation?
Yeah, what you got?
I love the logo.
It's a great logo, yes.
Very Miami. I feel like I'm back home.
I was able to get Josh the Miami logo because I still had it. You weren't around, so luckily I still had it.
The bottom split Vice looking thing?
Yeah, the Vice logo
Yeah.
there. Josh is like, I need that logo, and I'm like, I can do some digging. I got you. And he was very
Also,
happy.
The sun is coming up.
It is. It's the morning hours here. What time is it currently? It is 6:25 a.m. in Miami, so we're racing into the daytime here. So here we go. Pace truck is going to duck off here. Anthony Burrows will assume the lead after Michael Conti tops off under caution. Green flag is out. Burrows gets a great restart here. King just to his outside. Burrows is going to be clear. Colin Bowden is through to third. They're going to be side by side. That's Blade Witt and Jose Solis Jr. going into turn 1. That's for fifth, as we got one driver all the way against the wall already. That's Zach Novak in the 90.
Novak trying to do, or at least take a page out of Michael Conti's book right now, using that momentum on the high side the first couple of laps. I will say, pre-race, we were picking drivers, and Anthony Burrows, Walter was my pick. And here he is up here in first. Novak on that high side had a big crash in turns 3 and 4.
Big trouble in turns 3 and 4. The same side as our last wreck, essentially. Different drivers involved in this one. It looks like Vincent Sora in the 15 gets a little bit of the action. They were 3 wide going into 3, and I think that's Omar Diallo on the bottom, and kind of met doors there, and it looks like Vincent got the worst of it.
Man, such a big wreck there. Couldn't have
Humongous.
been more accurate with that call.
It's going to be a shortened caution.
How about the plow in this? Look at Blake Reynolds just absolutely plow into this wreck. Look at that. Just absolutely
missed
just
it, though.
annihilated Vincent Sora there. Typical Blake Reynolds. Unbelievable.
Caution's out.
So we are quickly under caution number 2 in the SlideJob 300 here. Good flash of the logo there. Perfect timing. Anthony Burrows, Blake's pick. Speaking of picks, Blake just mentioned his pick, so it was Anthony Burrows. We can confirm that. Jordan, who were you picking there? I know you had a pick.
I appreciate you asking.
There he is. Briar LaPrade is Jordan's pick. I like that pick. Briar's kind of been on a hot streak in these type of events. He's won a couple big races recently, and he's been pretty good right now, sitting in 14th. So I like that pick. So watch out for Briar to be up there. I had a pick.
Let's hear it.
Well, yeah.
What happened to the pick?
He was involved in that first wreck.
Well, who was it?
It was Zach Novak.
Oh, that's not
I mean, he's not out of the race by any
He's
means.
right
The
there.
the car looks fine. So I'm just saying he was involved in the first wreck, but there's a very minuscule amount of damage on the front of that car. So it's going to be, he's got some right rear damage too, it looks like. So not putting himself in a good spot to make the pick successful, but we'll see. Like we said, it's a long race, very long race.
one lap to green already. That was a
I like it.
I
one
like it.
lap caution right there.
Leagues and or special events need to look into doing that more. Just, quick cautions. Let's get rolling. Keep the momentum going. So let's go over the running order. I think last time we went by the line, Anthony Burrows, your leader, Kevin King, second. As they come off of turn 4, green flag is out. It looks like Burrows is going to have a great jump again. King just falling asleep on the restart there. Looks like side by side for third. It's Bowden and Eberhardt as they make their way through 1 and 2.
Eberhardt right above that top scene. This time it is Jose Solis Jr. who's going to test the waters on the high side, and we've seen it be successful.
whoa.
But this time he's into the wall off at turn 2. He was carrying momentum, but obviously ran out of room there off of the corner.
Now, when these guys get to racing, it's been proven that you can run anywhere in this package on this track. And we got another guy back here looking to run the top. That's the 024 of Tyler Justice, the second Jeff Gordon car we have in this race that we've seen. So he's right there behind Jose Solis Jr. Zach Novak is running the wall as well. So we got a couple takers up there as we look on board from Tyler Justice. Just ahead of them, we got a car dropping back. Daniel Eberhardt is sliding back, and what a move by Jose Solis Jr. to duck underneath him at the last possible second to get that spot. So move Jose Solis Jr. up into 5th, and looks like Kevin King is testing the waters on the wall off of turn 4.
I think everybody's starting to see that as much as the top side may wear your tires, one, we don't know the length of runs we're going to get. We don't know if we're going to continue to see cautions or if we're going to get a long green flag run. And two, we heard how important track position was, getting out in clean air, how important that was to trying to help yourself save those tires and be in a good spot at the end. So I think I'm surprised we're not seeing more drivers try and test the waters out there, especially for the first couple of laps. But then again, we have yet to see a long run, and we probably won't see the after effects of one here for at least a little bit. So
No, I'm watching right now is the 88 car, just running high. Definitely going to be burning up that equipment. I don't know if he's done long run testing or if he's just out here having a good time, but you can already see his right rear tire getting him a little bit loose, overheating that tire. That's going to wear it out real quick.
That's Andrew Freenage in the number 88. So he's making up some spots so far. Started last on the field. He's currently up to 19th right now, so he is the biggest mover. But a new leader, Colin Bowden, has made his way by Anthony Burrows, so he's going to take the lead. So move the number 97 Space Station Gaming Racing Ford into the top spot here. I'm glad, Blake, they got that car repaired after the Carnomaly 500, because that thing was used up after the race. So glad to see that crew get that thing fixed up and sporty tonight. Look a little further back. There's Jordan's pick.
He's moving up. I think
I
he's got
just
something
noticed.
to say about this race.
Oh. I just noticed the E-Racer logo on the top left. That's beautiful.
E.
Can we just point out the fact that Blake got interrupted like 4 times in that last couple seconds there? That was beautiful to watch.
I didn't even hear him talk.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, you've already tuned me out that well. That
What can
explains
I
a lot. There we see Dustin Montgomery on the top side. He's running the high side.
He is.
Clayton Witt challenging Kevin King here for third.
Look at how tight Kevin's pinching right there. You think that's beneficial? You think that's going to help fend off would-be adversaries if they try to pass you?
Yeah, it ruins the exit of the other driver.
Oh,
and actually,
wow.
King is just going to go ahead and let him by.
That's not like Kevin King. Usually he's scrapping for every bit of ground he can in these races. He's known for racing everybody unnecessarily hard.
The 41, the 9, and the 99 are going at it right now.
It's your Dylan Jones update. But yes, they are all back. Look at this battle. Everybody racing hard back here. There's Nicholas Short in that 99, the all-red machine there. Didn't secure a sponsor for this race, which is a bummer, but not going to stop them from being competitive.
I thought he was sponsored by Red,
I mean, he clearly is.
the camera company.
Can we just admire the fact that just how much better the Dodges look on this car than everything else?
Dodge.
I think it's beautiful.
Dodge.
Big
Gonna run
green
these.
egg.
You love seeing the Dodges out here.
If you're going to run these cars, run the Dodge. Speaking of big green egg, that is Michael Guest.
Oh, my goodness. Gabe Wood almost got caught up with Daniel Botafuco.
NASCAR Heat's own Daniel Botafuco there, so he's going to relinquish the 27th spot. Gabe is going to move into 27th. Guy that's no stranger to winning big events here, especially on e-racers. Jimmy Mullis, I should say. I keep getting them confused because they're the same person according to some people. But but nonetheless, he's got a little bit of front end damage on that 46 Sunoco Toyota, so it's going to be hard for him to get up there. A little bit of damage in these cars could totally reconfigure the aerodynamic properties of it. So Jimmy gonna have to figure something out to get up there. Looks like he's just riding though. He's just biding his time, sitting behind Bryan Blackford. Heard him give his production feedback already in this race, so love to see that. We got more takers on the top here. The number 12. Look at Daniel Eberhard right in HUD of that, but Dustin Montgomery, he's been committed to that top lane.
Are we driving good right now? Are these cars driving good?
Yeah, I think so. Kevin McAdams has finally joined us. I mean, he's fashionably late again.
You know, this was regular when we did bottom split. Just show up about mid-race, so...
Yeah, but we're on e-racer.
Well, you gotta continue the trend.
Okay, whatever.
It's fine. We understand.
So look at this battle happening on your screen as Jordan is doing a great job of finding the battles here in the SlideJob 300. Vicente Salas in the 55. Verified on Twitter, Vicente Salas in the 55. On board with Jake Nichols there just behind him. He's running the top. Let's see where he goes. Dives to the middle. That's Andrew Freenage again in that 88 car. We just finished talking about him as Nichols looking to go through the middle, but not going to be able to get the run off as he's going to still be stuck back in that position. So just behind him, though, you got Justin Lisenby back there. We got Alex Kolonix in the 022. This is a good little pack we got going on right here.
Well, and remember yesterday, Salas was in that battle with Jimmy Mullis at the end of Q race number 3. Mullis threw the SlideJob, which, you know, it's the name of the event.
Highly encouraged here.
Yeah, highly encouraged. So we'll see if Salas learned from that. Riding 16th right now, but he had a lot of long run pace in that car yesterday. So we'll see if that turns out today as well. Colin Bowden still up by about 5 car lengths over Anthony Burrows for the lead.
Bowden doing a great job. He's not even really running the bottom right there. You see he's about a half lane up from the bottom, then kind of cuts it down on exit. So maybe he's figured something out in that 97, but just behind Tyler Justice, Zach Novak, still side by side here. This is the battle for 6th as they're going to fall in single file. But I want to give a shout out to Dustin Montgomery, excuse me, right there. He's been on the top this whole run. We were talking about tire conservation. One guy that is not concerned about that at all at this point in time is Dustin. He's making up some spots, though. He's slowly picking them off. Started 21st. He's currently in 8th right now. So big shout out to Dustin. He's moving on up.
Well, I think the one thing that changes when you have these cooler temperatures is the fact that, you know, the high side that we've heard so many times is notorious for wearing tires. Well, guess what? It's not going to wear tires as much if it's not as hot. And, you know, we have, 69-degree temperature. Very nice. Track temperature that's just 72. It may increase a little bit as the sun continues to rise here. But for the most part, much cooler track than what we had yesterday. So that may bring that high side in a little bit more than it did in our qualifying races.
Yeah, for those of you just joining us here, it is not nighttime, it is morning time here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. So the race started just before 6:30 a.m. time in sim, and it is currently 6:48, just striking past that portion of the hour. So the sun will start rising, the track will start getting hotter, and that means these things will start sliding around even more. Hence the term. I don't know how many times they're going to allude to that, but they're going to be sliding around here. But Dustin Montgomery is making up time right now, just past Zach Novak to go into 7th. And while the track is at the prime temperature, he is taking advantage of it. Still working around the 024 of Tyler Justice. He's probably going to get him down the backstretch, so we're going to move Dustin up into 6th right now.
Perhaps Dustin also doing a favor for these guys, rubbering in the top side. I mean, the more cars run out there, the less it'll wear tires over the course of the race. So what's Montgomery doing? Even if he's about to fade in about 10 or 15 laps or so, which maybe he will, maybe he won't, but he's at least rubbering in that top lane.
Doing a little public service there.
He is, so they're going to be thanking him for that later on in this race. So big shout out to Dustin. But look at this little battle going on back here as we got Michael Gonzalez in that 72 car, Andrew Freenage in that 88. This is the battle for 11th. As Gonzalez gets a little loose off the corner, that's going to let Jake Nichols go on by. So -2 for Gonzalez, so move him back to 14th. Freenage up to 12th, and right back to the top of the racetrack he goes. So he's one of those guys that are committed to running the top, and so far it's been proven to be working so far.
Going on 18 laps on this run so far.
Long runs.
Yeah, we're gonna start seeing these tires fading, especially those guys running that outside line. They're gonna be screaming, "My tires are gone, Bono." So.
Jordan,
something
can we
like
get
that.
a look? Can we get a look a little further back in the pack here? We got ourselves a battle going on back here. So Brian Mercurio in the 41 just passed Bryan Blackford, but Daniel Botafuco is side by side right now. Ralph Hutchison in that 51 machine, the Sparco Ford Fusion right there. There he is, side by side with Brandon McKissick right there.
Michael Conti's in that battle too. He's only up to 32nd since having that issue with the pits. I'm not sure what happened there. Now up to 31st, but you mentioned earlier, Sean, very hard to pass so far.
We might have to check with Bryan Blackford as to exactly what happened with Michael Conti, or if anyone that's a team representative that's in the chat right now could fill us in, that'd be great. But I'm looking up front again. Dustin Montgomery, we haven't mentioned him enough, I think. But he is moving right now. He's fighting Kevin King up there for 5th, and he's going to make the move. Now he's going to go by Blade Witt for 4th. So if he keeps going like this, he's looking in good shape here as he works his way. Still not leaving that top at all in turns 1 and 2.
But he's still one of the fastest cars on the racetrack, and he has been for the last 10 laps or so. It's really only the top 2 or 3 that are better than him right now. So I don't know. We keep talking about at this point in the run yesterday, we would see that car start to fade. We saw Carson Hosmar do the same thing. He started fading very, very quickly after running the high side this long. Montgomery has not done the same. So
we got a wreck.
Turn
In the
3.
back,
Oh,
51 car.
big wreck.
Oh, he's upside down.
Daniel Botafuco upside down on his roof. That's Ralph Hutchison again. We were just talking about him. Both of these guys. That
They
was
tried
a
to make it 3
humongous
wide
crash.
here.
Oh, man. Brandon McKissick was involved as well. Let's see what happens. So Hutchison looks like just got tight in the middle of the corner. Oh,
Who would have thought this race would have a flip count comparable to the Firecracker?
right. We've already matched it, I think.
I think the 240 car got to the outside of the 51, just barely tapped that right side, and it just brought him up.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
man. Nothing really Hutchison could have done there. That's a shame for Botafuco. He was just having a consistent run, not really going too hard, just keeping his equipment under him. And next thing you know, his roof is under him on the track. So look at him just like kind of sawing on the wheel there, getting loose into the corner. He's just biding his time, minding his own business. And next thing you know, you're upside down.
ouch.
That is not that's not the preferred place to be. So fortunately, he lands on his wheels. He's still going.
He's still
So
moving that thing.
He's somehow still moving that car. So that no quitting that 13 machine. So he's going to bring it in and try to see what his crew can do for that. But Blake, I think we're 100% coming in for 4 fresh tires here.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I don't know of any tire limits. There are no tire limits here.
Unlimited.
So you have to imagine, yeah, just about every time down pit road, pretty much everybody's going to come down if that's the case.
We have the Goodyear Distribution Center just outside of the front stretch here at Homestead. So these guys have as many sets of tires as they want. I was that caution is a big benefit for Dustin Montgomery. So we didn't get a chance to see what his tire wear would be like. So Kevin, from a driver's perspective, you're seeing what Dustin's doing. Would you give it a try if you were another one of these guys run a little further back?
I think so, especially at least until the sun rises, because sunrise is right around the corner. But I think as soon as the sun comes out, Derek Justice yesterday during his heat, unfortunately did not make tonight's race. He said his right rear tire was absolutely on fire in the track conditions yesterday for the qualifiers. So I think the track temp is definitely lending a favor to that high line. But I think as the race transpires, unless this bottom and the middle line kind of gets worn out and they lose the rubber, I think that high line will only be temporary for these guys.
Man, well, we've seen just how strong it is on the short run. So if I'm driving, I'm banking that for later on in the race. If I need to use it, I know what it's capable of on those short runs. But pit stops have completed here as we work our way down the backstretch on lap number 36 of the 200 that make up the distance of the SlideJob 300. So we'll go over a brief.
I
There
got
it is. It's
I got an
peaking.
update.
What you got,
on
Josh?
Michael Conti. I spoke to Michael Conti's crew chief. He said the second time coming down pit road, They were a little bit worried about a couple of loose lug nuts. They wanted to make sure they got them secured, and they were happy with them. So that is the official report. We also spoke to another team who said they wanted to go back so they could have both of the WR1 cars next to each other for a photo shoot. So 2 different running theories. The official story is loose lug nuts, so we'll see where that's at. Also, Dylan Jones will be the free pass driver back on the lead lap.
How about Dylan Jones? He's on pit road right now. Look, I think he's got himself a sponsor for this race, Jordan, if I'm not mistaken, in that 11 car.
Ooh, it's still orange. Remember, his truck is orange as well, Sean.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. My apologies.
And I'm not making up. That is what Michael Conti's crew chief told me.
That would be the first ever missing lug nut on a pit stop in iRacing history. So that would be
we'll take your word for it.
history in the making.
All right.
I see chat saying I'm full of crap. So
I mean, they might be right. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just reporting the news.
Yeah, he's just getting.
Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
All right. All right. So cross the line coming by this time. Colin Bowden has been the car to beat so far at the first portion of the race. Currently holds the lead still. Jose Solis Jr. will be in second. Anthony Burrows third. Blade Witt fourth. Dustin Montgomery made the top side work for him that last run. He drove his way up to fifth. Kevin King crossed the line last in sixth. Then Tyler Justice in seventh. It's going to be Zach Novak eighth. Daniel Eberhardt ninth. And rounding out the top 10 was Jordan's pick, Breyer LaPrade, in that number 34 Ledford Billiard Supply Ford Fusion.
Sorry, I'm back.
Where'd you go?
I had to get some strawberry milk.
Strawberry milk?
Yeah.
What happened to the chocolate milk?
Well, you know, I was in the syrup aisle and I saw the chocolate syrup and then I saw the strawberry syrup and I'm like, I'm gonna get that. Let's change it up.
What sane human being buys the strawberry syrup over the chocolate
It's good.
syrup?
I'm drinking it right now. It's good.
I love strawberry milk, so
Oh,
you
my
are attacking
God.
me on a personal level.
It's really good.
Unbelievable.
Are you in love with it?
I am. Is it too late to make a pick myself?
Go ahead.
Jimmy Mullis.
That was going to be my pick, but I saw he had damage, and I said, nah.
Wow.
I still think he can get it done.
Look at the sun. Look at the ambient conditions. This
It
is
looks, it
brutal.
looks green. That's awesome.
I would mention that the front stretch in turn 4 is sponsored by a certain oil, but I don't think I can mention that on E-Racer because
Oh
it's
my
yellow.
God.
But nonetheless, Colin Bowden, your leader. Look at Jose Solis Jr. right against the wall getting off of turn number 2. He's going to take the lead, it looks like, down the back straightaway.
Jose Solis making that rim riding line work.
Oh,
3-1 and
Justice
2.
and Eberhardt make contact for 8th. Justice hangs on to it.
And that's Tyler Justice in the 024.
Any more cars trying out the top side right now? Omar Diallo hit the fence.
I think they saw that Dustin Montgomery was making it work, and they said, let's give it a shot while we still can. There goes Bowden to the top. Montgomery's still using it. Mostly everyone on the bottom. Novak's using the top as well. So, and it's definitely moving, guys. They're making a lot of ground, especially in 1 and 2.
And Bowden's going to use that high line to get a run on Jose Solis for the lead down the backstretch into turn number 3. So Bowden looking like he's going to get back up to the front. Solis still on the bottom. Montgomery and Zach Novak behind them are making up time running the top right there. So it definitely works on these short runs. It remains to be seen how it's going to fare on these longer runs. But right now, if I'm looking to make up spots, I'm getting right up against that wall.
Well, you got to think, too, what's the long run we've had? We haven't had a long run yet. We keep getting these yellows, so I don't know. What's the one thing Jeff Burton always says on TV? What's in every long run? A short run?
Mm-hmm.
What we're getting right now. So I'd say drivers are starting to worry less about saving their tires and more about just getting that track position the way for it is very important.
Is there anything more frustrating in a race than just conserving your tires as long as you can in a run? Then you get about halfway through it, and then a caution comes out and just ruins it. So I don't know. There's these guys, especially Montgomery, Novak up there as well, and Kevin King has decided to join the party up there. So they're looking to make these short runs count and make up as much spots as they can. And Montgomery's still marching forward. He's into the podium position. He just passed Anthony Burrows for third. So he is not done by any means, as there's more cars going up to the top now. Freenage has joined them on the top. So you got to think, if more of these drivers see how well the tops work, and maybe some of them might start to migrate up there more often.
And then, the one thing that will factor in as well, Sean, sorry, Blake, but the more cars that run up there, the better it'll be. And I think Dustin Montgomery figured, maybe someone else will follow me. And Novak's definitely doing that. And he was in 5th. He's now up to 3rd. Novak was up to, or he was as far back as 7th. He's now up to 4th, going back to the bottom. But I'm liking what we're seeing so far. Most of the guys on that bottom line, but it seems the passing group is definitely above that second seam, almost near the wall, to be able to make some ground up. So if you want to get some passing down, I think the high line's the way to go.
And one guy that's found it. One guy that's found the top is our pole sitter, Matt Busa, back there in the 25/75. He's a 25 in the sim. There he is. He is made his way up to the wall, and he is charging back up to the front here. There you see. This sun is going to be going to play to a factor here as it's still poking through the trees in the backstretch at Homestead. But Busa definitely making it work, and a lot more of these guys are starting to go up there as Daniel Eberhardt in the 27 has joined everybody up here. So 2 distinct grooves here at Homestead. So we'll see which one prevails as day breaks in Miami.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't it always here at Homestead towards turn 1, you're complaining about, you can't see when the sun's setting? Well, guess what? Now you can't see when you're heading down the backstretch.
Man, that is difficult. Last pit stop, I would have asked for a nice pair of sunglasses to put on.
Got to get a tear off on the visor there again to add to it, maybe to kind of help along with
it.
it.
You get the trees, so it's like flashing at you. It's not consistent the whole way.
Oh, man, that's the worst.
It's only going to get worse.
Down the freeway with that blinking at you is frustrating. I can imagine trying to hit an apex or corner exit.
Would you consider that easy, Blake? Would it be easy?
I don't know.
Can I mention something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel this weather right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're a South Florida resident.
This is an early morning summer in South Florida where it's already 92 degrees at 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, I feel it right now.
Oh, they're staggered four wide.
Outside and you're already, you can taste the air with its humidity.
Busa is digging. I think he's already back in the top 10.
Oh, Tyler Justice right in front of him. That could have been bad.
Oh, they're going to be 3 wide again. Freenage in the middle. Guest on the inside, Busta and Justice on the outside.
Was tight.
This is racing.
Got nowhere to go.
This is what we wanted to see right here.
I know Bryan Blackford is sitting there just smiling in 24th right now, just thinking about all those people using the high lane.
Battle for the lead.
There goes Colin Bowden up around Jose Solis Jr. I'm kind of surprised right now, guys. I thought Dustin Montgomery might be up there challenging these guys, but he's kind of just stagnant right now in 3rd. So could the tires maybe be starting to catch up with them? We'll see, but he hasn't really made that much progress going up to the front.
So I want to keep my eye on the track temperature. It's 71 degrees Fahrenheit currently, but we should probably watch that as the day goes on and see how much hotter the track starts to get. And that'll probably mean that outside line is going to become harder and harder to run.
What is that in Celsius?
71 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius is a figure.
Okay.
You're a figure.
Thank you, Josh.
Oh, thank you.
I like your figure.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
One driver I'm kind of surprised about. How about Blake Reynolds?
I thought you were about to say Blake Sasser. Jordan has Blake Sasser on the screen. I thought you were about to.
Perseverance, that is Blake Sasser in 39.
Props to Blake for hanging in there, though. If you're just joining us, Blake had a wild ride for the second caution of this race. So he's still on the track making laps up. So not over till it's over, but still up at the front. They are fighting really hard. Solis looking to the inside of Bowden for the lead. It's been these two guys putting on a show at the front of the field.
I tell you what, they are racing I was just looking back around the top 20 or 30th on back. They're not racing very hard back in the pack, but they are racing very hard up here at the front. Well, I say that, and of course now they're going to go 2 wide, a couple rows deep into turns 3 and 4, but definitely a lot more going on up here up front. I think everybody's kind of thinking that maybe there's no point in saving tires if we're not going to get that long run that everybody thought we would get.
So I want to draw some attention to the big green egg himself right there, the number 9, and Michael Guest. Started back in the 29th position. He's driven himself up to 8th. And he's not really known for running the top anywhere. I mean, he's usually known for just tossing it in on the bottom and just hugging the line in the corner. We saw him do that a couple times. I often refer to the line as the Guest line. So he's kind of exploring right now, running that middle, making it work. But Dustin Montgomery, I don't think we've said his name enough yet. I know I said that before, but he has just been glued to the top. There we go. Just flash it a couple times. But Blade Witt right there looking underneath him. So I think Montgomery might be starting to fade a little bit. So as you see Matt Busa on board with him, he's just been a man on a mission this run. So Busa back up to 6th, and this is the first time we've seen him up front since the start of the race. So he's figured something out, wanted to get his bearings under him, and that 75 is marching towards the front.
You know, someone I'm surprised to see as far back as he was almost battling for the lead. Kevin King is now in 9th. But like you said, Matt Busa is making his way through the field. Kevin King has a ton of experience in these COTs. I expect him to be there at the end. Maybe he's just biding his time. I think he's trying that high line. He normally leans on the side of saving his tires, but I think he knows just how fast it is right now. He doesn't want to lose any more spots than he has as he goes to the top in 3 and 4. But I'm really loving this racing, guys. They're 3 wide behind them. Brian LaPrade in the middle. That'll be for around the 12th position. There's battles all over the place. I think Bryan Blackford, even though he's not having the best race so far, I'm sure he's loving what he's seeing in front of him.
Did you just call Kevin old?
Oh,
Who said that?
I mean, he is.
You said he's been doing this for a while, especially in this car.
Oh, this is gonna get tight right
oh
here.
man, 4 wide. Oh.
How does that imply he's old? He's experienced.
Whoa.
Literal veteran.
Unbelievable.
What was
Stop.
Did anyone see that in the
Yeah,
back?
I
That was
saw that. It
Alex
was Alex
Kalanick.
Kalanick, sorry.
I clicked
Can
the
you-
022 because usually that.
Can you repeat what the sound you just made, Josh? Is that possible?
I don't even remember what it was. Woo, woo, something like that. I don't know.
There's something along those lines, but
I mean,
battle.
if we had somebody in here with a soundboard that could record things and just immediately play them back, that would be great.
Where's Frisch when you need him?
where's Trevor Perry when you need him?
Yes.
You know, I'm looking through the licenses, and right now, the best of the best, the World Championship drivers are slowly marching their way towards the front of this field. There are 5 World Championship drivers in the top 8, so definitely the cream does rise to the top.
You know who has a license and has gone absolutely nowhere with it so far?
Who is that?
That would be the 66 of Blake Reynolds. He is in 34th.
I'm going to tell him that you're bullying him.
I mean, you should be used to it by now. We expect more. There's Blake Sasser again. Still running the top. He's rubbering in
Hell
the top
yeah.
lane for everybody. So good on you, Blake.
Community service.
But yeah, Blake Reynolds just doing absolutely nothing with his license. I can't believe that he's not up there mixing it up with these guys. I'm kind of disappointed.
And Matt Busa is nearly scraping that wall.
Him and Montgomery are just using up this high line. Now Busa goes to the middle. Using that seam. Not a lot of grip in the middle of the track. I'm actually pretty surprised. Montgomery kind of pulled him out of the corner. And now he's going to be 3 wide. This will be for 3rd. Novak was almost passed by Guest, and I don't think they knew they were 3 wide. There was almost a big wreck out of turn 2.
Situational awareness by all 3 of those guys prevented that wreck, so that's good to see. Need to see more of it on iRacing, I think. Not gonna tell you
Longest
anything.
longest green flag run we've had so far is 20 laps, and we just took our 20th lap on this run.
Yeah, none of those guys would have gone 4 wide in the Daytona.
This is our longest green flag run yet. We are going into uncharted waters with this tire.
Ooh! Track
So
temperature update at 72.
Woo!
Scorching temperatures here in Homestead. So
Wow.
we have our I think Josh Chin in the chat there, King Chin.
Hi, Josh.
How we doing? Josh says, "Here comes the Busa bus."
Who's
So
that? He's a field filler, right?
wow.
Whoa! That's
Dang.
Shocker alert. Michael Guest is up in 3rd. We barely mentioned him. He started back in 29th. And
I talked about him.
And, well, I mean, it's just kind of another day at the office for Michael Guest.
Guest.
you know.
He's loose in that car.
I think right now Michael Guest is looking to get a win in an e-racer event because he's got a big green egg or goose egg on that one.
Man.
I'm sorry,
Josh,
I'm gonna walk out. That one was terrible.
The
That was
delivery.
terrible. It was in the head. It was great.
Oh.
In the delivery, it was garbage.
Back up on the team to let you have another swing at it.
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna
Oh,
walk back to
man.
the dugout. That one hurt. Even for me.
Josh
man.
swings and a miss.
Guest up to 2nd now.
making his way through the field.
Oh, man.
Tell you what, man, it's only going to be a matter of time before Guest gets to the front here in the lead. That car has been very strong as the sun continues to rise here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. As they mentioned, the track, a scorching, blistering 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And in the chat, they mentioned that it's about 21.6 degrees Celsius. So I guess that's worth something.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks for the information
All
in
right.
Celsius.
No
I'll
problem.
go ahead and throw that into my phone and convert that back to regular numbers.
Ooh, wow.
I'm
So
just
I
kidding.
did some research.
Research.
I have to plug FTF at some point during this race. So I went to the FTF race at Homestead, which utilized this car. Graham Bolin won the race. Guess who finished in second?
Michael Guest.
Michael
Guest.
Guest.
Wow.
So he knows what he's doing here, and right now he is in second.
Are you saying he knows how to not win the race?
Well, Graham's not here, so that just puts him by default the best candidate from that race to win this one.
So there's Blake Sasser. He's been put a lap down by the leaders now. So he is still rubbering the top end for these guys. So big shout out to Blake. There's Brian Mercurio. I haven't talked much about him in that 41 car. So he's currently sitting in the 18th position, sliding right on by Vicente Salas. And there's Alex Kalonix right behind them. I still can't really tell, how bad getting too high out of the corners are, especially turn 4. We've seen throughout the whole, I guess, speed days for this event. But everyone's just
Speed week. Throughout
Speed
the
week.
speed week.
speed week.
Guest did win this race.
Everyone stays right along the bottom as low as they can. So definitely line sensitive here at Homestead. They're still running all over the place though, as Blake Sasser's still right in the middle of everything. Oh,
man.
oh, that's close.
Oh, man.
I want to mention Blade Witt. He's kind of held his ground. He started 7th. He's still in 6th. He's running that bottom line. And these guys that are running the top are starting to, I think, finally see the error of their ways. They're getting really loose, especially off the corner. Booster just got really loose off the corner. And I know a couple of you guys have experience in these cars. It almost becomes more difficult to run the straightaway than the turn. So we'll definitely see some of these guys get really squirrely. We saw it a lot during the qualifiers. We'll have to see as this run goes on who starts to get really, really squirrely, especially during the later stage of this run.
We
And
are
an
inching.
update. I got an update right now. The 50 car of Gabe Wood lost it exiting turn number 4, wrecked it, and got it towed before iRacing decided it was going to throw the yellow. So we're going to stay green here. Just got a little bit loose and locked it up. That was the provisional.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing just
Right there.
slid forever. Like,
Yeah.
that was a
Grip on the
long
track.
slide.
There you go. You see right there the exquisite towing service that iRacing provides to our competitors.
Sean, are you happy? Blake's starting to actually try to race. He went from 34th to 30th.
He must have heard me because,
Yeah.
I'm trying to egg him on.
And he's saving his tires. You ever think about that?
Not really, no.
Okay.
No one really at the front is saving their tire. Big shout out to Dylan Alt there, who Blake is passing in that 42 cars we just saw right against the wall off of turn number 4. So that low line racing Impala, I'm sorry, that's a Camry, I can't see, is going to try to make his way through the field. Look underneath Logan Helton. Logan in E-Racer events, most famous for wrecking Kyle Busch in the Carnomaly 500. So
Oh,
don't love to
was in-
see that.
Give him more credit. He was in the lead on the final lap of the Firecracker 200 that we covered this year.
Okay.
yeah, there you go. Busa just ran the bottom line through 1 and 2,
I think
and
it worked out for him.
that did not work.
Those
He did
tires,
not.
those tires are screaming as he's just all over the place going into turn 3. There's Michael Conti, as we just saw.
Oh, he's into the wall.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. Not a lot
Oh,
of
he-
distance to the wall there, running the high side.
Oh,
No
Pryor's
damage to his
loose.
car. But we are, as I was saying, I think we're approaching lap 30 of this run, and the tires are just screaming right now on these cars, especially for that 75. So I think the guys that have just been running the top lane of the racetrack say I just might as well stay here, because no need to go down to the bottom and maybe wreck myself trying to run something I haven't run it. But guys, Jose Solis Jr. catching right up to Zach Novak here. This is going to be the battle for 3rd. But the big story is Bowden and Guest are just gone from these guys.
Yeah, Bowden the last couple of laps I've been looking at, he's still one of the fastest cars on the track. And again, he went out in his qualifying race and just dominated that race. There was really nobody that had anything for him, and he clearly knows exactly what he's doing. Pretty much been running the same line the entire time we've been out here, whether it was a qualifying race or this race. See Nicholas Short on pit road there in 37th. But
Would you say he's short pitting?
wow.
Good point. Good point. Did I hear a dog bark?
Yeah, it's
You
Kevin's
did.
dog.
Dog.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello. So, will this open the door for pit stops? Probably not, with
Blake-
Nick Short pitting.
Blake is on pit road.
Like,
Like
No, Blake Sasser.
oh,
Blake Sasser in that used up number 23 JLR Impala. That thing has seen better days. That is not how it arrived on the truck.
I believe Busa just said he's pitting.
yeah, I heard something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is. He's
hitting.
coming
There
down
he
pit
is.
road.
Here he comes. Will he get it in there?
Get in there.
Oh, just
Ooh.
barely.
So
It's
let's
in that
see.
Busa.
Let's see if this opens the door. We got another taker on pit road with him. That is Vincent Sora in the 15.
Beat.
Oh, there's a
Oh,
caution
the
comes
cau-
out. You got to be kidding me.
in
Oh,
turn
no.
one.
Oh, man.
I think it was one of those cautions where, oh no, we did have a spin. It looked like Daniel Eberhardt in the 27 just looped it.
Yeah, he just lost it on his own.
This is a race right now. Can Busa get off of pit road before he gets passed by the leader? No.
Nope.
Oh man.
I'd say they pushed it. They were going about 125 miles an hour, and Colin definitely accelerated out of 4 to make sure he beat him, because if Busa got out before him, he would have been the leader. So heads up move by Bound and Guess to keep it full throttle to catch the pace car.
I know we were talking about frustrating things in iRacing earlier. That is, that's got to be up there for just pitting, and the caution comes out immediately, and you lose a lap. So Busa should be able to get back on the lead lap, though. So no harm, no foul there. But that is frustrating in and of itself right there. So all
If
these
that-
guys should be pitting right now.
If that caution would have come out just a little bit earlier with Busa just coming down pit road.
Oh no!
Oh no. Yeah. That's accurate.
Thank you, Jordan.
Yep.
Pit stops. By the way, throughout that whole entire run, we all were worried about Michael Conti. He was running the late 20s. He's now up to 12th, so need not worry about former Coke Series champion Michael Conti. He's making his way back to the front after whatever the hell happened to him.
He's in the late 20s, you said?
He was in the 29th.
Oh, it's a heck of a year.
Like 1920s? Like,
Pedro Mejica asked, can the race logo cover any more of the screen?
I mean,
That's a
it
good
could.
question. Do you want it to cover more of the screen? I mean, Jordan could probably manage that. It's a beautiful logo.
I
it's
love
a-
it. I mean, look
It's a
at
great
it.
looking.
It's just
there it
great.
is.
I'm glad that I remembered that there's a South Beach version of that logo, because it worked out very, very nice. Thanks to Sean for finding it.
It doesn't
Nick-
match anything else on the logo, but okay, I guess.
What do you mean it doesn't match
Nicholas-
anything else on the logo?
It matches to Miami.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
We're in the 305 right now.
Woo! Nicholas Short, free pass driver.
Surprised Pitbull didn't show up.
DJ Laz.
The original Mr. 305.
Yeah.
Gabe Wood's only 2 laps down, and he's gonna get a wave around here.
AJ Henderson, for some reason, is asking us to cover the screen with the logo and do a radio broadcast. No, that's not happening.
I don't know if
think-
Brian will be happy about that.
I don't think Brian would. You worked very hard to put this race on. I don't think he'd want a radio broadcast. I don't think he'd want people to not see it.
He was
There's the
on Twitter.
restrooms again. They're
He was
still
on-
there.
Yeah, I was gonna
They-
say they've been in line for the whole race.
They've been there since 5 a.m. this morning in Sim.
My friend's in there.
We're 74 laps in, and they just
Congratulations. Oh, that was the golden opportunity to do that. You did not miss it. Wow.
It's his first time on his own.
I was just watching that episode yesterday. I'm not even kidding you.
Josh Chin says what we're all thinking. Kevin, I hate you so much.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, we got a very good observation here, and I saw this in practice. And
Yeah,
it bothers
thank you,
me.
Houston.
What?
Thank you.
that?
Garrison, you're one of my favorite people on the service, man, but that car is something else.
Go to the rear of the car. He said to
A
specifically go to
Ford.
the rear of the car.
It's a Ford Impala. Yeah.
Look at the Chevy
that-
logo still kind of there.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
This is like the perfect blend of the things we find in bottom split somehow. It's
Well,
peered its way into this.
I think Garrison knew we were going to be doing this, so he had to have put that car on for this because there's no other way he wouldn't do that. He's got some pretty legit cars. It's a Dylan Duval paint.
Oh.
That's why. It's Dylan Duval's old Cup car.
Hey, can I make an observation?
Yeah, sure.
Here comes my pick.
Briar LaPrade.
He's on the prowl with
Okay.
his
Nicholas-
billiard balls.
Nicholas Short decided not to take the wave round, so he is still one lap down. There's Briar. Won the Road to Pro last week.
Tell you, man, that's what I'm talking about. Briar, we had some interesting moments in the races in Road to Pro last week here at Homestead. That was Donnie Strauss chasing down dead zone and winning the race.
Yeah.
Real quick, Nicholas Short was our free pass driver, but he spent 1 minute and 22 seconds on pit road, so I think he lost a lap there.
What? His car doesn't have damage. What happened?
You get
Well,
sponsorship.
it's because he was in the stop for 1 minute 22 seconds. It doesn't have
Hey,
damage.
man.
They did a great job.
I mean,
He's end along his line, so I don't know what's
They
going
just sent
on.
a sponsor
You got
halfway
a
through the
TT,
race.
you got a TT.
all right, so Red is no longer sponsoring that car. Green flag is out, by the way, so Colin Bowden still leads. Good restart for Blade Witt. Bowden goes straight to the top, so that's something we haven't seen. Witt's going to take the middle. They're 3 wide for the lead with Novak on the bottom, but it's going to be that top lane getting all the momentum as Bowden will take the lead out of the corner, and here comes Blade Witt for second as well.
See how many cars go to the top here. Bowden will go back down to the bottom. We see
Dustin.
Dustin Montgomery. No shocker
Dustin.
there. Kevin McMee.
Oh, goodness.
Trouble!
Is there someone breaking in, Kevin?
No, they would just be happy to see him.
All right, so right before I was taken aback by the dogs, I saw Michael Conti just making moves back there, so he's stuck in the middle behind Salas, so watch out for him in this run. But off the corner, Colin Bowden still with the lead as Blade Witt trying to make the bottom lane work, but right now we've seen this top lane be OP, as they say, to start this run, as Bowden will make his way back to the bottom.
3 wide behind Montgomery and company. Michael Conti through the middle, Freenage on the outside. Here comes Kevin King looking to go 3 wide behind Dustin Montgomery. Anthony Burrows there as well. Vicente Salas on the bottom. So many battles going on. There's too much to focus on. They're 3x3 entering turn 1 now. You got Mercurio and Freenage on the outside, Mullis and Conti in the middle. And then, Parker White and Vicente Salas both get loose on the inside line. So that inside is very, very, very loose right now as the run starts.
That is a great save by Parker White there. Got very loose in the middle of the corner. Look at how many people are running the top side. Haven't really seen Jake Nichols up there in that purple car. He's up there, the Dodge. Love the Dodges. The number 24 Mode Media House Charger. Trying to make his way up to the front again. Started 16th. He's up to 8th now. Comfortably in the top 10. Look at this. I'm loving the 3 wide they're able to do with these. They could do it comfortably, and every lane so far, it seems to be very competitive. So it's made for some very good racing so far.
How about Michael Guest, who drove entirely through the field, got up to second, and already back to this restart is in the 10th position. Already fading quickly, but again, I think Michael Guest just has such good long-run pace. I'd imagine he's not too worried, but we're seeing a lot more aggressiveness out of this bunch. You see even behind him 2x2 here around Jimmy Mullis, who we've kind of dubbed as the king of these special events on iRacing. Always finds a way to be there at the end. So maybe, I don't know, 17th is the perfect place to be right now.
He did the same thing in Carnomaly pretty much. Just kind of hung out there, just bought his time, let everybody by. I kind of lost count of how many times I heard him say, just come on by and was riding in that race. And he found his way up to the end and won it. So could be trying to do the same thing here while everyone burns their stuff up. But nonetheless, guys, that top lane, as we've seen, has been just absolutely dominant so far, especially in the short. Look at Zach Novak in turn 1 and 2. Almost rode the entire wall, probably like a centimeter off of it into turn 1. That's how close these guys are getting. And Kevin, it seems that just like in real life, especially the closer you get to the wall, the better it is for these guys.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's just a little bit more grip up there, and these guys know it, and they know that risk may be the case, hit the wall, but it's not that big of a deal in these cars. These things are built like tanks, so even if you kind of scrape the wall, these cars are very durable, so it's definitely worth the risk as these guys
Look at
fan
Guest.
out into turn one.
And
Michael
it's
Guest is just all over the place. Kevin King trying to rebound. He was almost outside the top 10 before we had that caution. He's now up to 7th. But it's awesome to see. I think this is exactly what we all wanted. And the more those guys go up there, the better it's going to end up being later on in the run and later on in the race. So these guys doing that will just benefit everybody, as we're going to be almost 4 wide out of turn 4.
Man, time is just flying by here at Homestead here. Started the race just after, 6:30 a.m. in Sim. We're now just past the 8 o'clock hour. It's 8:02. It's Zach Novak in the wall. Montgomery is in it. It's Kevin King to the inside. They all save it. Tyler Justice gets a piece. And there is our 4th caution of the race. But Dustin Montgomery, that is just a big shame. He was the only driver making that topside work consistently. And I mentioned how close Zach Novak got to the wall a couple laps ago. Got a little too close, and once that car hits the wall, it is hard to get it off of it, and Montgomery just with nowhere to go right there. That's a big shame.
Jimmy Mullis had a heck of a ride there for that caution.
We got to go on board with Jimmy. I don't think he lifted.
Jimmy Mullis flew through that wreck.
I don't think he lifted going through there. We mentioned the luck he has as we're on board with Dustin right now. Just
he just gets stuck. He glued him to it.
Oh, man, nowhere for Montgomery to go, nowhere for Kevin King to go. And then there goes Jimmy, you can't see it from here. He just zooms right on through the middle of this thing. So we'll get you on board with Jimmy right here. Here we go. So this is a hope situation here. So there you see the contact up ahead there. He's got he can't really see much, and now he can see it. And he just, barely gets through there.
If that car was spinning at a different angle, he would have absolutely destroyed it.
He definitely would have.
Pure luck.
Who knows? Maybe that could be a sign that Jimmy's winning this thing. We got requested to get on board with Anthony Burrows, so here he is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the wreck happened there. So
developed in front of him. Got through that pretty simple.
He had a pretty good view of that. I mean, not as good as Jimmy did, but still, that is a good avoidance by both of those guys. Burrows has been running up towards the front all race, so that's going to keep him there.
2 tires, I think.
2 tires for Breyer.
No, that's 4 tires, baby. New leader.
Breyer LaPrade with a great pit stop to get himself to the lead.
My pick.
14.1 seconds.
Wow, that's impressive.
I don't even know how he managed to get that much out of that. Jose Solis was 0.2 of a second faster.
Biggest loser on that was Colin Bowden, as Josh was about to say. 15.1 second stop, so he relinquishes the lead.
He pissed off somebody.
Yeah, that is not good.
I guess they picked up Michael Conti's pit crew, apparently.
Oh, man, someone is not a fan of the mullet, so that is not good for Colin Bowden. Still up there in the top front of the field is in the SlideJob 300. I can't stress how good of a logo that is. Oh, is the line get bigger? Are they?
They're just waiting.
Once again,
the second to last lady in line looks like she's really got to go.
They've been there since 5:30 a.m.
You would think they would just concede and go, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go to the men's bathroom."
The guy right here in the middle is yelling.
You know what? I gotta say, whoever decided to model those characters in right there, they have a little bit of a sense of humor. I mean, you gotta think this thing. I mean, they've been there for what, 10 years? They decided they had to model each individual person.
I could just imagine they submit the track, to the higher ups, and that we got the track done, guys. What else do you want? We need some more people in front of the restroom. I think there's a big enough line. Yep, Kevin, go ahead and put your money in the swear jar. So
I get one. It's PG-13.
Whatever. All right, so our running order has been revamped, remixed, if you will, since the pit stop. So Jordan's pick, Breyer LaPrade, with a great pit stop. He finds himself up front. Blade Witt has been up at the front all race. He's sitting in second. Jose Solis Jr. in that 75 Home Depot Impala, currently sitting in third. Colin Bowden, fourth. Michael Guest drove his way up to fifth. Anthony Burrows, sixth. Tyler Justice was involved in that caution, elected not to fix his damage. in that 024. So that might be an interesting call there. There's Bryan Blackford there. Get on
Brian,
board with
He's in
him.
the channel.
What's
Brian,
up? Yeah, we can.
what's going on?
It's close on fuel from here.
Oh,
Yeah, it kind of just depends on what you want to do. If you want to go for it or not. So.
well, Brian, we've been talking about this. I'm sure you've been maybe listening in. You've probably been focusing, but
No.
you haven't. Okay, we've been talking about, man. Brian must be liking what he's seeing from this racing so far.
I do.
So you think it's a big step up from the previous ones?
Yes.
Love to see it. What would you rate the race on a scale of 1 to 10 so far?
8.5.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a very specific number.
Maybe 8.7 since you guys are doing the broadcast. So.
Oh, I'm glad that's worth 0.2 of a point.
There we go.
All we're worth.
What
What,
are your chances of winning this thing?
Like 3%,
No.
maybe 2. if I'm being honest. Oh, I gotta go green.
Yeah, we're going back green. So, Brian, I'm sorry to cut you off there, Josh. I know you had a very important question.
I was just going to ask him what a pre-race meal for a morning race is like for Bryan Blackford.
That's a good question. We got to get him back up here in the next caution.
Yeah, well, actually, why don't we just ask him under green?
No,
Later.
no, don't
You
want to
think
do
he'd be
that.
okay with that?
We've been doing that all week. What are you talking about?
But this is the main event. We can't
All
do that.
week?
Pace truck is off. Bryan LaPrat is on and a great restart for him. He's going to be clear to the lead. Battle is going to be for second. Solis Jr. looking to the inside of Blade Witt going into turn number 1. Bowden goes straight to the top again. We saw he made that work last time. They're 3 wide. Anthony Burrows, Michael Guest making up the rest of that train there. And Jake Nichols right behind them as well. They're still 3 wide down the backstretch.
Looking at Walter, been hanging out here in the top 5. He needs to pick it up a little bit. Getting a little nervous about this pick.
Are you really nervous about the pick?
Oh, very nervous.
Lap
Solis is
87.
loose.
Man,
Oh my
Solis
God.
right up against the wall.
Love that line.
You know, one person I'm going to keep my eyes on here is Gabe Wood. He is back to 1 lap down and is racing to get the lucky dog here.
My God, look at this gaggle. Kevin King tries to make it 4 wide, tries to get the run off the corner. Got the 27. Oh, they're nearly wrecking right next to Blake Reynolds.
Blake Reynolds
Ethan
actually
Lane.
trying to race now, it looks like.
Yeah, he's in 21st.
Look at that. There's Michael Guest.
All that
Guest
talk.
Guest might be the favorite to win this thing now. He has, I think, by far the best long run speed out of everybody. He just needs that long run to happen, and that's one of the things we haven't really seen all that much in this race so far. Almost had some green flag pit stops, but got it ruined by a caution. So Guest just biding his time there, looking to stay up front, but watch for that big green egg to stay up at the front. They are fanning out back there.
No, they are. It's around Ethan Lane, Vicente Salas, Bryan Blackford as well. That was that white car you saw all the way there on the inside. Ethan Lane getting really tight right on the 33. Kevin King up top. They're 3 wide. A lot of good racing going on. I see 4 distinct grooves right now. You have the bottom, you have just above that bottom seam, and then you really have kind of 2 lanes in the upper groove. You have the very top, and you have kind of right at that top seam is now Bowden going to try to go for the lead. Do we see a slide job?
Oh, he's trying.
Oh,
He's not getting any
almost.
room.
Yeah, Breyer's going to keep that middle momentum going. So, speaking of sliding off the corner, Blade Witt got so loose in that number 14 car. He's able to save it, keep it going. So good job by him. So Bowden's able to hang on for now. But man, Bryan LaPrade looking very strong, but so is the guy behind him, Michael Guest. So these 3 guys, along with Jose Solis Jr., have pretty much been at the front of the field this whole race, but Bowden clearly has the most laps led. So there's Bryan Blackford. This wad of cars we haven't stopped paying attention to. Blake Reynolds finally starting to race. He's up to 20th right now. So that 66 car looking to make his way up into the top. I guess we could say he's already in the top 20. So fast 15, we'll call it. But back up front, Bowden right against the wall trying to keep that lead from Breyer.
Yeah, and Bowden was a little bit unhappy with his pit crew, making up for it right now. Had the lead, now he lost it, trying to regain it back down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Michael Guest just trying to figure out what these guys are going to do next. I think he's still saving his stuff. We saw around 20 laps into that run, he was very, very quick, and I anticipate that being the case again as Breyer takes over the lead once again. But that outside line just has so much momentum, and I think we'll see that, especially if we have a short dash to the finish, I think that high line is going to be really important to see who determines who wins this event.
Absolutely, but nobody's made better work of it than Bowden so far at the front. He's able to keep the momentum going on the top off the corner, go downhill, so to speak, and he's able to clear Breyer going into 3. Here comes Michael Guest, though, working the middle lane. He's looking for second.
Hey, we just got an update. Novak appears to be pitting right now. He just came over the radio and said, "I'm pitting."
Well, if we remember, Brian did say that they're tight on fuel, so maybe this is a strategy call for Zach Novak to top it off and maybe make it to the end. That's what I'm assuming. Don't take.
Or he's
take
just
that.
quitting.
I think it's where they're close on fuel to make it on one more stop. I mean, the trucks here were like 52 laps of gas. And I imagine these cars are better because you're lifting more in the corners, but
Much slower time.
He may be retiring from the race. He is now on a 20-second pit stop
Yeah, I think
and
he's
not
done.
seeming to be leading.
Got some heavy rear damage on the back of that car, so my pick is out of the race. Love to see it.
That's rough. I got a small update for you guys.
What do you got?
The track is 73 degrees Fahrenheit.
Look at this battle for the lead. Here comes Breyer on the outside now. Was on the inside before. I'm making that outside work.
Oh my goodness gracious. Where the heck did the outside line go? Everyone's on the inside.
It's that 73-degree track temp
Yep.
now. It's just
I just as soon
boiling
as I
hot
say it.
now.
Yeah,
So
good.
Blake, it's starting to look like the qualifying races now. So the only multi-groove we're seeing so far is up front.
that's the case, or at least that's the case right now. I don't know if the sun being out's affecting that, or we're still kind of in that early part of the run. But we've seen at the very beginning and the very end, that's when the track really widens out. We also have to keep in mind that I'm pretty sure the track for the qualifying races started with a little bit of rubber. This track started in practice with absolutely no rubber. So anything that happened to the track was done by the drivers themselves. So you're getting a little bit, you're not aging in the bottom of the track like it would typically be if you just preset it. It would kind of rubber in the bottom. They decided not to do that. I think that's why we've seen the top at times be pretty strong.
The track crews did clean up after qualifying as well, so it got cleaned up back to 0% as soon as the race went green as well.
Seeing a couple of guys in the middle of the pack still running the top side there from what I saw. They tried it in turn 1, but they didn't really like what they saw. The only one that's still up there is there you see him, Dylan Alt in the 42. He is still trying to make the top lane work. I mean, he must know something we don't. He's got that right front damage on that car, as pretty much every car running the outside lane has. There's Matt Busa. Surprising he's still back there, so he's still trying to make his way up towards the front, try to get the strategy call to pit, and he put himself stuck in the back. There's Blake. Blake is still in here, man.
Right here, Sean.
Big ups to Blake, man. He is still just out there rubbering
New
in the
leader.
top for everybody.
Michael
Yeah,
Guest is
Michael
taking the
Guest.
lead.
We're looking at Blake, Kevin. Gosh. But yeah,
you know,
Michael Guest
there's-
has taken the lead, yes.
There's something poetic going back to Dylan All about the low line Toyota running the high line.
Would you consider that an oxymoron, Josh?
I would. Oh, and as soon as I say
Now
it,
he's on the
he
bottom.
goes to the low line.
Wow.
That is, Dylan. I am disappointed in you. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I was
Guys.
going to mention there is a little bit of a shadow in 3 and 4. I wonder if it's a little bit cooler up there.
Ooh.
Maybe not a lot, but you can kind of see it. There it is.
Here's
There is a
the
bump,
shadow.
like there is a bad bump at the top lane in 3 and 4 too. Like
Yep.
right in the middle of the corner, right towards turn 4. There's a pretty gnarly bump there in the middle of the track. So you got to kind of be prepared for it if you're going to go over the bump.
So we got an update here, guys. I've noticed Michael Conti.
Oh, trouble! Jimmy Mullis is slow.
Oh!
Kevin King, he runs into him. Ethan Lane is in it.
Oh, that is.
Massive stack up.
This is-
Brian
oh,
Blackford is in.
God.
Alex Kalonix is in.
The
6-7
big
cars
one.
in turn 2 as calamity happens right in the middle of the pack. I think his wheel died.
Yeah, that was a hardware failure if I've ever seen one.
Oh
you can
my
still see it.
God.
He's sitting there, and the wheels are
no.
fully turned left.
Kevin King
Oh.
just has nowhere to go again in a wreck.
Poor Kevin King.
Oh my
If-
God.
Can we go on board with Jimmy, Jordan?
Yeah, we
Because
could do that.
it thank you, dogs. But the wheel, watch it. It's just gonna lock all the way to the left on corner entry right here, and that is it's gonna be instant, right?
Man.
It looks like he was clutching too.
Oh,
Oh, man.
right in front of the pack. There's nothing he could have done. That's the exact same thing as someone blowing an engine right in the middle of the pack in an actual race. That is a tough break for Jimmy and everybody involved in that. Kevin King involved in the second straight incident where he couldn't do anything.
Bryan gets in this.
Let's see.
Well, there goes my pick.
You have to wonder. I saw him clutching before that, or at least when we dropped into turn one, it looked like he may have been. Maybe, I don't know.
He was the one who sent Michael Gonzalez airborne right there. It's a tough break for everybody involved there, but now we have pit stops again as we take a look at another angle. Andrew Freenage gets a piece. Mercurio gets through. Justice gets through. There's King, Justin Lisenby, Daniel Lieberhart nowhere to go. Gonzalez, Alt. Kalonix just plows into it on the top lane right there. Can we get one on board for Alex Kalonix, Jordan?
Yeah.
Is that possible? I want to see how he got in this. I want to see how he got in it. So here he is. The wreck is happening.
Somebody asked Jimmy what his wheel was, and Kevin King said, "Hopefully a new one."
You know, he can go get a new one. He's won enough of these big events. I think he's gonna go out there and buy a whole new setup if he wanted to.
Do you think he just blew his Carnomaly winnings immediately?
I think that's what we just saw right there. Is his Carnomaly winnings going towards something?
Oh boy! So Michael Guest is going to be leading this thing. So Jose Solis, Brian LaPrade, Anthony Burrows, Colin Bowden, Blade Witt, Jake Nichols, Brian Mercurio, Michael Conti. I was just about to say.
To Colin Speed.
Oh, I think Colin's been.
Oh, how the turntables.
Wow.
How the turntables indeed. Also,
Yikes.
Gabe Wood back on the lead lap. Good
All
for him.
right, that's the promoter's choice.
There we go.
Gotta give us 27 on the lead lap.
They're saying Bryan Blackford's good point day has been ruined.
Yeah.
So that.
Guys,
Oh,
we have to
man.
recover in race 2.
So at Homestead Miami Speedway, we've seen a couple of flips, which we usually see on the super speedway races. We've seen a wheel failure. What else are we going to see to cause a wreck here tonight? There's been 6
You know
cautions. What's going to cause the 7th?
I think we need to check in real quick.
Okay, let's do it. Yep. No, that's still
there.
They're still waiting there.
All right.
I'll give it props
man.
though. There. Can we go back to the shot there, Jordan?
Yeah.
So I'm seeing they're just swaying more now. I think it's starting to.
It's starting to.
It's starting to get to the
What's the
uncomfortable
wind
level.
speed?
Let's see. The wind is currently 2 miles per
2
hour
miles an hour
north.
to the north.
The lady in the yellow shirt right here in the middle, she's gonna tip over here at some point. Look at
Yeah, no,
If it was any hotter, she would pass out.
she's had a little too much to drink.
I mean, how are they've
What
been
the-
there? It's 8:30. These guys have been sitting here for 3 hours outside of this bathroom in sim. That is dedication.
It's Tammy and Hicks.
Oh my God!
Uh,
Don't bring the old bottom split memes into E-Racer. We're better than that.
Brian Hicks' wife.
Ugh.
Luckily,
What?
taking public transportation is a thing of the past for me.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that.
Hey, we're 1 to go.
Oh,
Hey, we're gonna
man,
get a
this is
restart.
great.
Brian, how easy is it to wait in line in the bathroom here at a place like this?
And it's easy.
There you go. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, so back up front, Michael Guest, as we mentioned, is the leader. Jose Solis, Brian LaPrade, Anthony Burrows, Blade Witt, your top 5 there. Now, I've tried to mention Michael Conti 3 times already, but he is back in the top 10 now after having some sort of quote-unquote lug nut issue in the first set of pit stops. So he's been able to drive his way back up. Car is pretty clean so far. He's done a good job of avoiding all the wrecks that have happened in front of him. So we'll see if he's able to cap all that charge into the front with a win here tonight.
That'd be impressive.
Yeah, it would.
I think he got that car washed that last pit stop. That's why it looks so clean.
Did they really want to put a little wax on it? That's why
Yeah.
I had to go back in. Just get another coat of wax on it.
Yeah,
Turtle
they
wax.
want. It's not about who's the fastest. It's who's the best looking.
Oh boy, Dylan Alt and Zach Novak have packed it up and called it a proverbial night. So tough to see for both of those guys. But here we go. Pace truck is going to duck off here. 95 laps to go. Green flag is out. Michael Guest with a great restart. Solis not a very good jump on the outside. He might have a challenge by LaPrade at a turn 1. They go straight in. 44 Burrows looks to the very top, and they're going to be 3 wide for 4th. It's Burrows, Witt, and Nichols off of turn 2.
Oh man, Burrow's got to run here.
Oh,
Gonna go on the outside.
oh!
Wow.
Golly.
What a
Burrow's-
run.
Who's win on the bottom?
Burrow's
Jimmy,
is going
there's-
to have the momentum on the top here.
Jimmy,
What if
there's
the-
nothing you can do, man. He's says he feels super bad for everybody in the chat.
What
That's
happens, man?
that's a bummer, man.
Oh, trouble for Omar Diallo. He lost a ton of ground out of turn 4.
Trouble for dog. Still trouble for dog.
Just upset right now about Jimmy's wheel.
That was her pick.
That was Kirby's pick.
Heard,
Look
heard she
look
put a
at-
lot of money on Jimmy winning this thing.
Jake Nichols running the top out of turn 2 there. He's going to clear Solis and Conti and Witt possibly off of turn 4 here. I'm going to give a shout out to a guy that's right back here, Tyler Justice. You see him in the 024, the silver and red Jeff Gordon car right there with that right front damage. That's pretty hefty on that car, but it doesn't look like it's affected him all that much. He's been able to hang out in the top 10 amidst that.
No relation to Derek, by the way.
No relation
Different
to
spelling
Derek. They
altogether.
don't even, different spelling completely. Michael Gonzalez says he's pinning is the
Parker White in
95.
wall.
95 Parker White into the wall. That's going to let Blake Reynolds, of all people, go by. And Blake is up to 11th right now after we made fun of him for being in 34th.
No, don't say we.
I made fun of him for being in
There you
34th.
go.
Michael Gonzalez might be retiring the car here. He's pinning in from 30th.
There he
Yeah,
is,
he's calling it a night.
calling it a proverbial night. He had a rough go of it. Car's seen better days. But Jake
Whoa.
Nichols, there you see him. He's been running the top this entire run so far. Not that it's been a long one, but he's making ground up. He's got a big run on Anthony Burrows. He's going to make the move into 3. Nope, he's going to stay on the top. And he goes to the bottom.
Everyone to the bottom in 3 and 4. Conti trying to use that second groove right above that bottom seam, trying to keep his charge to the front. Was the leader at one point, now in the 7th position here in the SlideJob 300 presented by us.
Just an update. Yeah, Michael Gonzalez has most definitely withdrawn from the race.
Oh.
No, not even in the car. Got out and said, "I gotta go join that line at the infield rescue."
Oh, Blackford gets loose in the back.
Oh, by the way, track update, 74 degrees is the
Yes.
new track temperature. It has increased an entire degree.
It's getting mildly uncomfortable here at Homestead.
Reaching
The air-
temperatures
air
reaching the triple digits here at Homestead and in a morning like
Oh, no,
this.
it's 75. 75 degrees.
75.
70
Ooh.
degrees on ambient temp.
It's only risen a single degree since we started the session. It started at 69 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes, it did. Was that on purpose?
I'm not totally sure, but sure.
For
Okay.
multiple reasons, I believe so.
So a guy that I've been trying to pay attention to towards the back is Michael Guest. Guest is been up there. Matt Busa is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I said Michael Guest, but he is charging his way back through the field. If you guys are just joining us, he pit right as a caution came out, which caused him to be almost dead last a couple of restarts ago. He's fighting his way back up. He's been running the top lane pretty much this whole race. He's making it work very well. He's driven up to 15th. He's halfway back to the front here. So Busa is a man on a mission in this part of the run. Looking to the outside of, that is the 11 of Dylan Jones there, and the sponsored number 11 SK Racing Impala. Good job by Dylan getting a sponsor there. But back up front, Brian LaPrade is reeling in Michael Guest a little bit. Jordan, your pick starting to show a little bit of muscle.
He's going to win the race.
Okay.
There he is.
Man, I'll tell you what, Matt Busa just has the worst luck with green flag pit stops. He, in the car anomaly, he also was leading from the race, came down pit road, yellow flag came out due to a little issue with timing and scoring, ended up restarting 15th, where he should have been scored as the leader. That was a rough restart for him. Oh,
Oh,
we got it.
trouble!
Man, speak cautions. There you go, 22.
Alex Kalonix. What
Alex
happened to him? Is he
Kalonix.
by himself?
He was by himself. That is suspicious.
Why is it suspicious?
That car was very damaged.
Oh!
And he was, I don't know. Alex
I-
is a very good driver to be
I'll say
doing
he's
that.
pretty decent, especially in the COT. He runs
He
pretty
knows what he's
well.
doing.
Yeah.
I'm
maybe
doing the pondering emoji right now.
I don't want to say that's sus, but
Okay.
sorry, is that an old thing to say now that Among Us really isn't a thing?
Thank you. So
Jeez.
Paul Donnelly has a legitimate question in the chat. That is two-time bottom split champion Paul Donnelly. Has Josh kept the cone safe?
I've been doing my best, but I'll be honest. The pace truck, every time it pulls in for going green, it hits those barrels at the end. We got to replace those barrels every time we go green. It's ridiculous.
Josh again doing his best to race control and broadcast. So double duty tonight for Josh Mendoza. So leaders are in. Everyone coming in to take 4 tires here, unless someone wants to roll the dice and take 2. But I don't think you do that at this stage of the race. So we'll see who wins the race off of pit road. Let's see if Colin Bowden's crew can redeem themselves. Got some cars all the way coming out. Michael Guest looks like he's going to win the race off pit road by a wide margin. Brian LaPrade second. Who's that coming out third? Anthony Burrows coming out in third. Blade Witt fourth. Jake Nichols in fifth. And not Vicente Salas, Jose Solis Jr. has his tires in the grass off pit road.
It's one way to leave.
Guess so. Doing the NR tire cooling strategy there, I think. That'll work.
I don't think that works at night racing.
I
it's
don't
the
think
other way around.
I don't think it does either, honestly.
I'm surprised you know about that.
Thank you. No spring chicken, Kevin. I've been doing this for a while. I've been around for a while.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
By the way, Colin Bowden trying to recover was 26th on the last restart. I believe he's all the way back into 16th. Yeah, there he is.
There he is.
Making quick work of the second half of the lead lap pack.
Got another disconnection to report. Dustin Montgomery has packed it up and called it a proverbial night. Is the internet acting up again, Blake? What's going on?
No, that was Discord acting up for
Oh,
me. No.
man. Blake McCandless just up and left for a second, and we thought he just said, y'all have a good night. I'm out of here. So glad to have you back, Blake.
Yesterday, he was the lead yesterday for the qualifier, so we're overworking him a little bit.
Can I talk to Brian? I want to ask him about that food thing. I still feel like we didn't get an answer on that.
We'll bring him up. Hurry, we're about to go green.
Hey, Brian, I got to know real quick. All right. Before a early morning race, what is your pre-race meal before an early morning race?
Man, I'm sorry. I'm doing math real quick. Man, I just love Indian food.
There you go.
Morning, day or night.
There you go. I love it.
Seems
All right,
kinda
I'll let
risky
you.
for a
I'll
race.
let you. Yeah, I'll let you go back and do your math. You're going green. Have a good time.
Thanks, man.
All right, so there you saw it from Bryan Blackford's mouth and on the stream. Indian food is the go-to.
That's a little risky. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Risky.
Like if somebody says like, yeah, man, I like going to going and getting some burritos or something like. eat some
Yeah,
Mexican food
yeah,
or
it makes
something
you drive
before a race,
faster.
like, ugh.
All right, here we go. Back racing, green flag
Oh,
is out.
Conti.
Michael Conti not wasting any time. Got a great restart, making it 3 wide for third as they head into turn number 1. Anthony Burrows on the bottom there. Blade Witt in the middle. Conti right against the wall. And he might pass 3 cars. He gets a little loose, so he's going to lose some time. So move him back into the 5th position. LaPrade through to 2nd. Witt is through to 3rd as they make their way to 3 and 4.
That move didn't quite work out like I thought it would for Conti. I thought he'd keep the momentum. He'd get
Yeah.
up to 2nd, but that didn't exactly work out for him.
Blade Witt.
Witt got loose off of turn 4. That's going to open the door back up for Conti. He's not going to miss that one. He goes into 4th. Here comes Tyler Justice with that damage right front. He dives it to the middle, but Conti using that wall to get that big run off the corner. So Conti probably going to win this battle, and he does. So move him up to 4th, but Justice hanging tough to the outside of Blade Witt.
Seems like that high line isn't working quite as effectively and as efficiently as it was a little bit earlier. He made it work that time, but definitely didn't work last time. Colin Bowden, you see him in that 3rd group. He's starting to make his way back to the front. These guys are tight out of turn 4. Like Reynolds trying to get underneath Colin Bowden. Brian Mercurio back there as well. Jake Nichols trying to make that high line still work behind the Justice machine. So these guys still trying to make that high line work, but I think right now that bottom, at least in the top 5 or so, is where you want to be as we go down the backstretch.
I
I
think
don't
it's
know. Out of 29 cars that last turn, there were 8 or 9. I think there were 9 cars there on the top. So, I mean, that's a pretty significant number, more than what we've seen.
Yeah.
I
Jimmy
think it's
Mullis
starting
is-
to dwindle, though.
Jimmy Mullis is back out on the track 17 laps down, so not completely out of it, but racing with, I think Kevin King, maybe? I don't know.
Kevin King is still in the pits. There
Oh.
he is.
Yep. There you go. They're racing. They're both going down pit road.
Man, Breyer and Guest are just in their own zip code right now. They have already pulled about a second away from Michael Conti. Well, maybe a little bit less. Maybe
Quite
half
a second.
Thank
Half
you,
a
Kevin.
second.
I wasn't really paying attention. I'm not going to lie.
Nothing
Unreal.
new. Great job.
Thank you.
Very well done.
Look at Matt Busa.
So the
Oosa.
first battle we're seeing, you got to go a little further back. Justin Lisenby and Brian Mercurio duking it out here. This is for the 12th position. You see Matt Busa just behind them, just all over the place. There's Bob. Dr. Bob 41. Still hasn't returned that copy of A Bug's Life to his library a couple years ago, so gotta get the police on the line for that.
Usually.
But Blake Reynolds under fire right now from Justin Lisenby. Haven't talked much about that 31 JDR Graphics Fusion, but Lisenby has been quietly just outside the top 10 for most of the race, so he's looking to kind of march his way back into it.
75 car of Jose Solis just disappeared. Still hasn't returned yet, and they just passed the start-finish line. So, oh, he's back, and
It registered him. He's still in 8th.
Okay, that's interesting. That's a sketchy place to lose your connection. Crossing the start-finish line, sometimes it'll score you as not completing that lap. So
That will happen on iRacing, so it's the great thing about internet racing. You know, maybe what iRacing stands for. Nonetheless, if you are blinking across the line, you will, as Josh said, might not get registered for that lap, and that could mess the score enough for you. But Solis right up against the wall. You see on board for Matt Busa, he is right up against the wall. So got to be careful he doesn't do what Zach Novak did and kind of graze into it. But he's making it work up there.
No way. Colin Bowden already up to 9th, so he is showing his speed. Trying to get around Solis Jr. on that inside line. Got Justice right in front of him. Right behind him in turn 1, Salas almost wrecked himself and Blake Reynolds. So they had a nice little battle, and right now they're still trying to go 2 and 3 wide into turn 1.
Now, if you guys are Breyer LaPrade, you know you're faster than Michael Guest up here. So do you want to kind of maybe try to challenge him a little bit more, or do you just want to kind of stick here and just kind of keep pulling away from these guys?
if I was Bryan Blackford, I would know I'm definitely not faster than Michael Guest.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible driver. So
Wow.
not Breyer. Breyer's a great driver. If I was Breyer,
I thought you were
I would be terrible.
Wow. That's what I said. I was like, what?
No, Breyer is great. He's a great
Wow.
driver. I mean, I fully anticipate to see him in the Coke Series next year. So
Unbelievable.
definitely, yeah, no, I'm
Guys-
not trying to be mean to Breyer. That's
Guys-
gonna be taken out of context. Sorry, Breyer.
Guy has been on fire in Road to Pro. Do
I just won a race.
you guys see who's in the chat right now?
Who is in the chat?
Kevin Einarelli is in the. He just follows us everywhere. That's
Wow.
iRacing's own Kevin Einarelli.
My favorite
Hello.
iRacing employee.
Punch the clock in. He's working now.
Yeah,
Who
he's-
are the announcers tonight?
What do you mean?
That's the question in chat. Who are the announcers tonight?
Well, let's see. My name is Sean. We have a guy named Kevin that's in here. Blake McInless is in here. Jordan is pushing buttons
Hello.
here, as you can see. He's still pushing buttons. And Josh is race controlling and talking. So that's who we got here.
Yo.
Very detailed and thorough.
Yeah.
My network partners.
Meticulous.
Anthony Burrows is not in the booth with us, though.
He is not. No, he
Walter.
isn't.
He is on.
That's
he was
my
on the
pick.
camera.
Oh no!
Blake is.
Oh, Blake.
Oh.
So for those of you guys just joining us, Blake Sasser got involved in a hellacious wreck early, and ever since he's been just out there, just running the wall, rubbering the top groove in, and I think he's finally decided to call it a night. So Blake, you are the unofficial MVP of this race so far. I don't care what anybody says.
Thank you.
Trooper. But I see what you're talking about there with that shadow right there, Kevin. Maybe running the wall through 3 and 4 is going to provide a little bit of an extra grip to these guys in that corner.
Possibly, and especially now the track temperature is becoming a scorching 77 degrees.
Oh,
71 ambient. So maybe that very, very high line is maybe more beneficial. Although the time going by pretty quickly is going to probably hurt that because the sun's going higher and the shadow will get smaller.
Oh, we got a spinner! Oh, he collects it! Oh my goodness gracious, who was that?
think that was Brian
Brian
Mercurio in the
Mercurio,
41.
Oh my goodness
He
gracious!
got some help from Omar Diallo. Wow, Diallo just got into the
Gee.
back of him.
Oh,
That's the
Wow.
second time we've seen Omar just kind of drive it into the corner and just move someone out of the way there. So let's see on board. So Omar is going to get a little ambitious here. Ricardo-esque dive bomb here. He goes into the corner. It just takes him out.
Excuse me, coming through.
Justin Malillo wants a Gabe Wood update. I think we can do that. We can do that. He's currently sitting in 27th. He's on the lead lap, though. Car's a little bit of right front damage. But other than that, he's
in the pack. He's right
driving
there.
a solid. Yeah, he's right there.
He was the promoter's choice, and he's currently running one position ahead of the promoter.
Did
There
you
you
guys
go.
know that he's the tire specialist for JD Motorsports?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually ran into him at Road America. Told me to please unmute his chat when I walked up to him. So
Oh,
That's the first thing he said. Oh, boy. Shows you just how...
Poor Josh shows up to NASCAR races and like Kyle Busch tells him, "Hey man, can you clear my black?"
he's still officiating in the garage area in the NASCAR race. Shows you just how big iRacing is to the NASCAR guys in the Cup garage.
what's the deadline to protest a wreck?
30 minutes.
oh man.
How's
Yep.
it feel to be working all the time when you go to races, Josh?
You know, it's fun. I just tell them, hey, get me a beer, and I can do anything you'd like for me to do. I can't tell you whether or not NASCAR will agree with my decision, but I'll do whatever you want me to do. So.
Justin Malillo says he appreciates us all. Thank you, Justin. We appreciate everything you do. Very hard-working guy is Justin Malillo.
Yeah,
Another-
there you go.
Verified on
Verified.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter member.
Yeah.
He's verified as well.
Got the important check mark.
I don't know how much he paid to get that.
Oof.
He's got
34
followers.
car
I'm
just
kidding,
got into
Justin.
the outside wall off of turn 4. But
Blake,
nothing too bad.
you say the name correctly for Andrew.
Andrew Petranek.
Is it
There you go.
Petranek? Oh, okay.
I just say car numbers. Can never be wrong.
I've heard Jacob Seelman say...
Oh, about him.
Goodness gracious. I've seen Jacob Seelman say Pytronek, so I went off of that, but I now know
Petranek is, if that's the right, okay. It's like Mike Stefanik. I can remember that.
Is it?
The end of it, and
Okay.
the middle of it.
Colin Bowden is flying.
He is. Colin is just on a mission this whole entire
Up to
second half of
sixth.
this run. Again, for those of you just joining us now, Colin Bowden in that 97 Space Station racing machine, he had dominated probably the first half of this race, leading pretty much almost the entire thing. Got caught speeding on pit road during a couple of cautions ago, so he's had to fight his way from the very back of this field all the way back into the top 10, currently running in 6th. So great job by Colin. Might need another caution to get caught up to the leaders, but definitely been a roller coaster of a race for him so far.
You know, who would have thought how much of a race of attrition this would be? We're down to 29 cars, 43 starters, and of those other cars that aren't running right now, only 4 are
I was
actually
just
actively
about
in
to.
service.
I was just about to suggest to go to Justin Smith. Jordan read my
Last
mind.
car
my
running.
God. Yep,
There you
he
go.
is.
And he is still on the lead lap.
Yeah.
He's the last car running and on the lead lap. It's basically you're either on the lead lap or your car is destroyed and you're not even trying.
They're updating us in the chat. They're saying from Blake Sasser, his motor blew, but he thanks us for the
Aw.
MVP award. So, Blake, we
Well,
appreciate everything you did in this race.
The MVP award does not come with any sort of money, so you're still gonna have to buy that motor with your own funds. So.
Wow. You can't give him like the Valvoline sticker or something.
I can give him a sticker, but
There you go. At least give him something.
yeah, there you go.
I'll put
This
this in.
engine is definitely not fueled by Valvoline because it wouldn't have blown if it wasn't. There you go. Something like that.
Wow.
Pretty wide right here. Look at that. Let's just move on from that last.
Would divert the subject.
Another space station gaming car on that inside line. Man, Justice is pinching him. That's going to allow Boost, I think, to get the advantage out of turn 2. These guys are still 3 wide.
As we mentioned before, Vicente is also verified on Twitter.
Yes.
I just want to get verified on Twitter.
Not that that matters with the discussion we're having right now. I just want to bring it up.
Okay.
I'll say I definitely exist, so I don't know.
Are you verified on Twitter?
No.
What?
What?
Then how do we know for sure?
What does that have to
Yeah.
do with anything that you exist?
I'm definitely Kevin McAdams.
How do we know?
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know.
If you,
I
if
thought
you-
the
Verify.
the
Imagine-
verified program has always told me that it was somebody that I should care about if that's their actual account. Apparently, according to Twitter, I shouldn't care about you, Kevin.
Oh my God.
Blake
But I
is
still do.
Blake
People
is
that have
requesting
millions
a.
of followers.
They're saying Blake is requesting a Valvoline Band-Aid. You guys can't manage that. Can't give the man a Band-Aid. It's the least
I'm
you guys
looking
can
at
do.
Michael Frisch. He's on the bottom 3 wide. He's a name I thought we would have talked about more throughout the night. Is he Logan Helton? No, and now he's sliding. He is
Right on
loose
cue.
in that car.
We have literally not mentioned Michael Frisch at all in this race. So drove his way into this race barely from his there's the P. That's Michael P. Frisch, but he has not been anywhere. I think this is the highest he's been. He started back in 39th. He's up to 20th now, but he's about to lose it to Nicholas Short here in the sponsored by Red number 99 Charger.
The color red.
Yeah, I thought what we said earlier. You've even got a red fire suit there. Look at that.
It's got UPS on there and Shell.
He's dedicated to red.
I think
Wow.
Colin Bowden's about to make his way into the top 5. They're battling for 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and there he is. There's the battle.
Oh man, the battle for the lead is getting really tight right now. It's down to 1/10 of a second. He's just tracing behind him.
It's like I don't know what I'm talking about or anything.
So many
what's the
battles.
Battle.
2 battles here in the top 6. Maybe 3 wide for 4th potentially. There goes Bowden in the middle. He is sliding in the middle of the corner. And I think he's going to get the advantage over Blade Witt here.
Great shot by the airship, by the way, Jordan. You have that thing
Yeah,
working
okay,
really
thanks,
well.
sure.
Is it still the total advantage here?
No, we got a
It
new
is-
sponsor for it.
It is not because we're on E-Racer.
We got a new sponsor, but I can't announce it.
You can't. It's the total advantage
Contracts.
airship on bottom split. Can't do that.
No,
Guys,
on
when
there
did this
too.
run start?
This run started
Lap
on lap
117?
116, 117-ish. We're up to
Oh,
141.
Blade. Oh, man, he's going to have to try and keep it on the bottom there. God, this battle for 3rd is nuts.
This is
It's
we're
gonna be
be
4
4
wide.
wide.
There goes Colin. From 6th to 3rd, potentially. What a move.
We better see a screenshot of that. Dylan Nadwadney or Justin Malillo, whoever's covering this. That was amazing job by Colin Bowden.
Oh, we
Here
might have a
comes-
slide job move here. Oh, Jose, not going to make it happen.
Oh man, this is not missing anything up towards the front. This is where we need to watch. But Colin Bowden with a power move into 3rd. But I think the 2 guys up front are a little too far ahead for him, so he's going to need a caution. Conti, look at how close Conti is to the wall right there in the entry of the corner. That is pushing it right there. Justin Malillo says, "Fine, thank you. I'm waiting for that screenshot. Thank you."
Oh, there's the shorts around.
no.
The color red will be unhappy with that. Here's Gabe Wood, nearly hits him.
Now, this is the caution that Colin Bowden needed as Logan Helton and Nick Short come to blows off the corner. Looks like, I can't really tell. I think
Yeah, it looks like Short hit the
looks
apron.
Like,
Yeah.
It looks like he hit the apron there.
looks like Short came up more than Helton went down, so we would put that in the 99. So that's a hard hit right there as well. Second time we've seen a car get hooked and go straight into the wall.
Oh, it is weird. The line that Logan took was a little bit weird. Maybe he was trying to still save it. Got a little bit loose. But yeah, that's tough.
He did shorten that car up, actually. I've seen it kind of push the front end there. Watch as
Well,
we go by.
We were just short of green flag pit stops too.
Yes, we were. So that's the second time we've gotten a caution right before the green flag pit stop. So I don't think we're going to see any green flag pit stop. I could be wrong. I hopefully am.
The question is, can he make it to the end?
I think we can. Brian said they were very close a couple cautions ago. So I think we're
It was
we're
with
good
what
now.
113 to go. So yeah, it might be pretty tight.
So everybody coming down pit road. Guest is into his stall. Briars is just a little further up. So this is where Colin Bowden's crew needs to redeem
Redemption.
themselves. So let's see what Colin's crew can do. Oh, they're saying Jordan is short in the chat. That was
Yeah,
out of
whatever.
nowhere.
Oh no, Colin overshot his
Overshot!
ball.
Oh my God. Well,
Oh, I'm on board with Breyer right now. Let's see if he can make it out in the
oh,
lead.
Man.
Oh, it's a close race right
Oh,
now.
It's gonna be a drag race.
Side
oh,
draft.
it is by just a
Side
nose
draft.
and a half.
Oh, Colin Bowden lost a ton of spots. He's gonna end up
Lost
in 8th.
5, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. So Colin Bowden not doing himself any favors. Speeds a couple of pit stops ago and then overshoots his pit stall and loses 5 spots. And there's Garrison. Garrison in his Ford Impala. coming out of pit road there.
As Justin Malillo would say, a 4 delay.
Fastest pit stop is going to go to the Clearman Sport Team. Anthony Burrows with a 13.6 second pit stop.
Look at that.
That's why Clearman Sport is the best esports team. I have absolutely no affiliation with them whatsoever. That's a lie. I am a Clearman Sport.
Neither does this channel or anything. So.
Yes. Yeah, that's the SlideJob 300 presented by Bottom Split on eRacer.
And they're still out there. Why are they still out there?
Look at the lady at the front. You'll occasionally see her. She like leans over, but her legs don't move. That's impressive. That's a lot of ankle strength.
Jordan said the lady in the yellow was about to topple over, and she's getting further and further over, I think.
Can somebody get them some water? I mean, I know it's not going to help their cause, but I'm worried about them dehydrating at the same time.
They've been standing there for 4 hours. It's 9:30 a.m. in sim. They've been sitting there since 5:30 a.m.
So, are some of them not wearing shoes? I feel like I see some of them barefoot. Like that concrete's got to start getting hot at some point.
Now we're
It's 80
investigating here. Jordan's
it is. It
Jordan's
is
got the
warm.
controller out. Look
Did
at
you say
this.
it's 80-degree track temp? Oh my goodness, track temp has risen 5 degrees since our last update.
This guy is done with it.
Why is he taking a picture or is he drinking stuff?
No, this guy.
Is that Derek Justice in the middle?
He's making.
Oh
he is getting a shot of that restroom logo. That is. Ugh.
By the way, we're going green.
We
this
are
time,
going
Bob.
green.
We're going green.
We're just infatuated with the line
Wait,
outside the
so
restroom.
there were men and women in that line.
It's a progressive time, there, boy.
Thank you. Blake. All right,
Good.
so guest Laprade, Witt, Conti, Solis Jr. Your top 5. Pace truck ducks off. We were getting ready to go green. 55 laps to go this time by. Guest is on it. Great restart. He's going to get clear. Side by side for third. It's Conti and Witt. Laprade trying to not be taken 3 wide. Witt's going to take it. But Laprade, I think, is going to hold him off. He's still barely clear. Still side by side for third. Here comes Burrows in the 44. Looking to make this a 3-way battle for fourth.
And Bowden using the top side. Already gained a couple of spots in 1 and 2. He's not wasting any time. He's going to go directly up there with Michael Conti, getting tight in the dirty air. Trying to cut out of it, but he got a couple spots out of it off that initial jump.
Man, oh man, we got racing.
Oh, 3 wide. Gabe Wood in the middle here. Brian Mercurio. A lot of damage on that side, on the left side of his car. He's trying to persevere, trying to get back into that top 20.
It's got a tire mark, courtesy of Omar Diallo there on the left side of that car.
Oh! Colin Bowden runs into the back of Conti. Saves it! Oh, they're still nearly trying to save it. They're going to keep going. What a save by Conti.
Guys, not a Coke Series champion for nothing. Great save by Michael Conti. Almost tried to get him back a little bit there. But what a save by Michael Conti. Saves his race. Tires aren't going to be liking him for that, so we'll have to cool them back down. But what car control by Conti, and Bowden came over the radio and apologized.
Bowden has a little bit of damage on that front end now. He's kind of got that step splitter look on the front end.
Step splitter?
And that's obviously a disagreement. Bowden was going to go to the high side, and he thought that Conti was going to cut lower or stay in that line a little bit sooner. So that's just a disagreement on what line he thought he was going to run. Nothing intentional there.
Up front, here's Brian Laprade has been looking back at that, or looking forward at that big green egg rear bumper of Michael Guest for a number of laps now, where he's going to see if he could try and change that. Got Blade Witt right there in third, just on the outside looking into this battle. But we still got a ways to go, guys. Coming up to 50 laps to go. This is still anybody's race up here.
Yes, it is. It's anybody's race. It's actually Bryan Blackford's race, but anybody can win it.
That is true. Bryan Blackford is the proprietor of this race, so he is doing stuff. Guys.
He got an amazing restart. Passed 3 cars right at the start-finish line. Great launch off.
Look at Jose. He's still running that very, very top line.
I mean, big respect to Jose. He has not been afraid to go up there and make passes. Conti's still sliding back, so I'm thinking he's entered tire cooling / conservation mode in that 8 car after getting bumped by Bowden going into 3. So he might need a caution to get a new set of tires on that car before this is done.
I'll tell you what, the fastest car in this top trio is that number 14 of Blade Witt. He is excited. I want to be a part of this as well. Trying to catch these guys up front.
You think he wants to win the race, Kevin? Yeah. I don't.
I mean, some of these guys probably just out here trying to have fun.
He followed me on Twitter 2 days ago.
Did he?
Yeah, I followed him back. I was like, oh, I didn't know I wasn't following you, but there you go. That's Blade Wit. Follower and followee of me.
Appreciate that update there, Josh. That was
think-
good.
I think Justin Smith blew up. There he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look back on that.
I just got tagged by Dylan Nadwadney, Seth Eggert, and Justin Malillo for that same 4-wide screenshot I asked for. So thank you very much, guys. You guys do amazing work. Appreciate all you guys covering the event. Appreciate everybody here watching right now on Twitch. Just over 200 people tuning in for this. We appreciate y'all being here, taking the action in. Jose Solis, man, he's just all over the wall there.
He's racing his own race up there. He's like 60 feet higher than anybody else. Make it work, though.
Jake Nichols back there was doing the same thing. Let's see how close he gets here. He elects to run more. There we go, drifting up there. Man, look at how close he's getting to that wall. That is...
Oh, he's loose.
He is. Thing wobbling off the corner.
Home Depot was still in the sport. Who do you think they'd sponsor?
Landon Castle.
You think
That'd
they
be cool.
sponsor Landon Castle? That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Don't
Who
they
else?
Don't they kind of still like have craftsmen, like in a way that's like still a sponsorship through Home Depot? Why is
Oh.
Jose disappearing?
Jose,
He's been having connection issues for a good chunk of this race. They've held up so far, but I don't know about towards the end of this thing.
Ooh, Parker White just got really loose,
gone.
conceding the spot to Adam Benefiel. I haven't talked about him at all. We talked about him a little bit just because of the theory that him and Conti wanted to have a photo together. It's now 14.
I think we mentioned him on the starting grid. I think that was about it the last time we talked about
Yeah.
Adam Benefiel. He's quietly creeping his way up there, so that thing is still pretty clean. We mentioned this in the Carnomaly race. That car is fantastic looking for Adam Benefiel in that 83. We were raving about it the whole time, so good job by, it says Phoenix Designs on it, so Liam Brotherton, good work.
got a little 3-wide action right here.
I'm telling you, man, I can't really, who was that again in the 024? That's Tyler Justice. Still fighting that right front damage he's had since the first quarter of this race, but he's hanging in there. He's dropped back slowly. He's just inside the top 20, but he's getting all he can out of that car. So there's Vincent Sora as well. He was involved in a couple of incidents. A little bit of damage on the left front, right rear. Still chugging along.
Oh, I think Jose's paying for that, running that high line. He got really loose out of turn 2. Here comes Lisenby on that top side. Like Reynolds also trying.
Guys, the track temp is at 82
Oh my
degrees right now.
God.
Wow.
That is scorching. It seemed like 5 minutes ago we're flipping out about being at 73.
That might be why the top's going away a little bit.
Yeah.
Think so.
I mean, the top is still there. You just can't race it.
I mean, they can, just not for a long time. Blake Reynolds has finally made his way into the top 10 there in that orange McLaren Impala. Oh, Solis jamming his way back in line
Man.
there.
The one from 8th to 10th, Solis did. There's Nicholas.
There's Nicholas. Justin Malow's requesting a line for the bathroom check. Again.
Okay, let's.
I don't think... There it is. They're still...
This is from the security camera.
Yeah, they're still there. So nothing's really changed in the bathroom there. For those of you who are tuning in just for the bathroom updates, we'll try to get those to you. But we do have a race to commentate. So that's the main reason we're here. But
Wait, this
Colin
is a
Bowden,
race?
it's a race, yes.
I thought this was a practice session.
Brian is not going to like us if we just talk about the line for the bathroom the whole time. We can't do that. Brian will get upset.
But it's us.
Okay. Whatever, man. Jose Solis, as Kevin mentioned, changed his ways. He's gone from the very top to the very bottom of the racetrack,
Oh! Lisenby and Reynolds almost just wrecked each other.
passing Ethan Lane, who we haven't really mentioned all that much either. But Lane is going to get by Solis. I think the tires on the 75 are just too far gone. He's going to need a caution to
What was that?
get that thing. Just flashes the logo whenever he feels like it, which isn't a bad
Subliminal
thing.
messaging.
Oh my God, not again.
Damn logo.
So up front, Michael Guest starting to pull away from Briar LaPrade here. Blade Witt closing in on him. Colin Bowden right behind them in the 4th position. Anthony Burrows is right behind them in that Valvoline Impala. sitting there in the
Fun
5th spot.
pick.
Michael Conti, Blake Reynolds, Justin Lisenby, Ethan Lane, and Jose Solis Jr. will round out the top 10.
I can understand the analogy, comparing this to Bristol, because they're exiting really low. They're almost hitting the apron exiting 4, especially the leaders, and that's kind of what you had to do in the old Bristol, kind of hook that apron just a little bit.
AJ Henderson says he personally likes the logo flashing. Thank you, Jordan. I keep forgetting what race I'm watching, so you flashing the graphic reminds me. Thanks. Appreciate the feedback, Adrian. Now he's going to do it for the rest of the race, and it's not going to be fun. Blake Reynolds right underneath Michael Conti. This is the battle for 6th.
Man, Blake is making his way through this field.
Really is. He's streaming, by the way, twitch.tv/Blake Reynolds 66.
He's faster than every car in front of him right now.
He is. This is his kind of race. It's Justin Lisenby again.
A little
Ethan
too
Lane.
late, though. That's what you have to worry about.
40 laps to go. 39 now. Is that a yawn I was hearing?
Sorry, I didn't know that got picked up.
Wow.
Aren't you in Pacific time? It's only 8 o'clock where you live.
Come on, Josh. It's 7 o'clock.
I need a coffee, but the line at the coffee stand is worse than the line at the restroom stand.
Man.
There's no way. That's the restroom. That's not the coffee. So what you
What if
just
there's
saw.
coffee in the restroom?
Why would there be coffee?
Now that could explain a lot about the line.
It is South Florida, so you never know.
Hey.
Oh.
What?
Coffee stand just chilling everywhere.
I mean, he is in California.
It is true. There's coffee everywhere in
The
California.
one thing in California that's prevalent are bacon-wrapped hot dog stands everywhere.
What? I've never seen one in my life. What are you talking about?
When I was in San Diego and in Los Angeles, there was like 6 or 7 I saw within like a mile.
Listen, Josh, you don't know what you're talking about. I visited California for like a week, and I saw them. I know you live there.
Oh man, how about Charlotte? There's NASCARs all over the place. They're everywhere. I mean, all of North Carolina is basically...
Oh, here comes Colin Bowden on LaPrade for second.
I was
Big
just about
run.
to say, he passed Blade Witt, and here he comes against LaPrade for second.
Something's happened to Adam Benefield. I don't know what the hell happened to him.
OptiKale in chat says he lives in Southern California and he has never seen one.
They're exiting so low. It's so weird.
He just doesn't acknowledge it.
It was not
man.
a fever dream. I saw it.
As they passed by Jimmy Johnson's Southern Tunnel.
Is that what it's called? The Jimmy Johnson's southernmost tunnel?
I believe so.
I think that's actually what it's called. Chris Overland's in the chat saying duty. Thank you, Chris.
Volker.
Appreciate you being here.
Wisconsin here, we have mounds of cheese everywhere. I believe it.
Wait,
Yeah.
could it
Yeah,
be
no.
potentially that you saw 3 stands right next to each other? One bacon stand, one wrap stand, and one hot dog stand?
No.
Well, I mean,
Trying to figure it out.
if we're going that route, then whenever it rains here in Florida, just oranges just coming out of the sky. So I mean, there you go. But guys, Colin Bowden, back to our regularly scheduled programming, is one of the fastest cars on the track. He was 3/1000ths. I don't know why I put that much emphasis on it, but slower than Michael Guest that last lap. So watch for him to be a factor in this thing before the end of this. But he's going to need a caution in the worst way, I think.
Only guy faster than the top 2, Blake Reynolds. 8.79. Not very much slower, or not much faster. Some of the lap times this time.
In New York, we have a bunch of old people that yell and curse at each other. I can vouch for that. There's also a bunch of pirated movie stands on every corner, so that doesn't help.
I thought in New York it was just all pizza. Pizza and bagels.
Dylan says horses fall from the sky when it rains in Texas.
Horses and guns.
Oh, man. All right, so Blake Reynolds is charging, guys, passing Anthony Burrows now. That'll put him into the top 5. First time he's broken into the top 5 since I made fun of him on stream for being back in 34th. Here he is. So great job by Blake Reynolds. Tale of 2 races for Blake.
Michael Guest a 35.036. Blake Reynolds a 35.039. So he's still keeping pace despite passing Anthony Burrows.
So the fastest 3 drivers in this top 10 are, of course, our leader, Michael Guest, Blade Witt, and Blake Reynolds, all in the 35 O's that last time by.
We have a battle for 18th right now, side by side, going into turn number 3.
It's Adam Benefield and Logan Helton. Helton caused a wreck earlier by kind of pinching a little too low, so we'll see if that happens. Definitely doesn't.
I'm not sure what happened to Benefield. He was like 14th and then just lost a ton of ground. It's like he lost connection or something with his vehicle.
Chris Overland's telling me to shut up. I don't know what I said. Okay. Appreciate that.
Battle. Oh, Freenage got really loose next to Brian Mercurio just outside the shot. They're still really door banging down the back. The battle for 20th.
Frisch is right behind him.
Okay, well,
Frisch has pretty much been in that spot the entire race, it seems like.
We have a battle for second heating up, guys.
Oh, Ethan
Blade
Lane.
Witt.
Is this a strategy call?
It might
These
be.
guys not make it?
They're good on. There's no way they're not good on fuel.
Well,
I
they're
don't know.
27
you know what?
laps
Let's
into
ask
this
Bryan
run.
Blackford. You know, he's an in-race reporter for a reason. Let's just ask him.
Okay, Brian, can we make it all the way on fuel or what?
Right now, let's see. I'm good by 1 lap.
Oh, so it's
Colin
close.
Bowden's
they're
pitting.
Colin Bowden's pitting. Thank you, Brian.
All right.
Yeah. I know he
That's,
gets a little, he doesn't like the talking.
So
All right.
Colin
I feel like
Bowden.
we just gave away some very valuable information.
All right, so this will definitely open the doors here because if they're pitting now, I don't think you're going to want to save this much till the end. Let's see what these
The
guys do.
trends point to as soon as we have green flag pit stops starting, we almost always get a caution.
Yeah, these guys are still racing pretty hard. Dylan C. Jones, by the way, is one of the faster guys on track. He's up to 9th.
I'm hearing rumblings that the line is starting to thin at the restroom. I don't believe that for a second. Nope, it hasn't.
I mean, they are 2D. They do look a little thin.
All right, so Colin Bowden has lost a lap, so he's just now exiting pit road here as we got more takers coming in.
Road.
The Gabe Wood behind him.
Gabe Wood right behind him. Yep. So what are you gonna do? What will you do if you're our leaders here? Do you come in? Do you risk it? Do you try to save?
You know, Bowden
Colin
didn't lose
Verge
as much
is
time as I thought. He's pretty close, and when Colin Bowden's in the wall. Oh, no. What happened there?
Cold tires.
Yeah.
Colin has shot himself in the foot so many times in this race.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, we'll see if that hurts him, but that's definitely not helping him. As up front, still the top 3, Michael Guest, Blade Witt, Blake Reynolds. There you see Gabe Wood leaving pit road.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, Michael Guest got real loose off that corner. Almost came up into Colin, but kept it together. Or Michael Guest, sorry. Sorry. Michael Conti.
We'll see how hurt Colin Bowden is because Ethan Lane's right behind him, and he pitted around the same time.
Guest is exiting so low. They all are. I thought he was pitting that time.
Yeah,
I know.
But that's just him exiting the corner.
I guess it's better on tires.
They're all kind of diamonding the corner at the front, so they all just wash up in the center, then cut it low off, and just keep it low. So that's
a really interesting line.
So here's what Conti's doing. He's kind of keeping it in the middle there. Battle, here we go. Blake Reynolds, Blade Witt. This is for second. Reynolds caught Witt. He's looking to get to the outside, and he's there. Pinching him down. We'll see if he can make it stick off the corner. Here comes Colin Bowden right behind him.
Ethan Lane, they're both also fighting for the lucky dog position, so 2 battles right here.
That's true.
About a second and a half quicker, both these guys are compared to our leaders. So if they can keep that difference, it might be worth it here. But I think the fall off will kind of equalize.
I got tight. I got real tight. Ethan tried to slide job Colin there through 1 and 2.
Yeah, despite
Hey,
Colin
that's how you
slapping
do it,
the wall. Yeah, despite slapping the wall, Colin's doing okay right now.
Omar Diallo just came over the radio. He might be pitting. There he's in that 12 car. Let's see what he does.
Dylan C. Jones is on pit road. He finished with his stop.
Bowden is still. He was really loose on the straightaway. Could he have taken 2? Because he is just all over the place.
Well, his pit stop was 14.4 seconds, so.
No, he took 4, but man, he was really loose on the straightaway.
That is very weird to see.
We got Bryan Blackford back in the booth. Brian, what do you got for us?
I just want to let you know I'm good by 0 now.
Oh, this is getting interesting.
Yeah.
All
I'll go
right,
away now.
Brian. Thank you for the information.
Oh, wait.
Sorry, I missed.
Back. All right, we'll move you back down.
No,
Brian
I'm gonna
is-
wait till he's out of the room to say this. I think he's a liar. I
Oh,
think he said he came in here and was like, "Oh, well, guess what? I'm good, guys." And then he was like, "Well, maybe I shouldn't have said that on the broadcast. Maybe people won't be able to be good. So I'll just go back up there and say that I'm not good."
All right, so Ethan Lane and Colin Bowden have both
Chris
gotten
Warner,
their laps
Red Bull
back.
strategy.
still 1.5 seconds faster, and we got 24 to go.
23 now.
23
Now,
to go.
if this stays green and Guest isn't good to the end, did he just give up this race by not going when the rest of the people came down to pit road?
Well, we're not going to know. I mean, till we see it. I mean, there's a lot of strategies playing out right now. Blake Reynolds driven up to second, Witt third. There you see them. Little through the field action. LaPrade, Burrows, Salas sixth, Diallo seventh, Conti back to eighth, matching his car number. Jake Nichols ninth. There's the battle for 10th. It's Parker White and Justin Lisenby right there.
Every lap Michael Guest stays out there, he loses a second to those cars that have already pitted.
He lost a second and a half that lap.
Yeah,
That
it's
is-
about a second and a half. It'll get better as the run goes on because these guys will equalize, but still, these guys are flying.
I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean, if you're Colin Bowden and these guys, who knows? Maybe you inadvertently had the game-winning strategy there.
Let's do the math.
I'm just
Also,
shocked.
they're making up enough time that they might catch him by the end of this run. That's what I'm getting at. 20 laps, you're making up a second and a half per lap. Now, obviously, that's going to taper out at some point. But another 1.3 seconds in the bag there for Bowden and Ethan Lane. I mean, at a certain point, the math starts to work out that they might run these guys down and catch them by the very end of the
I did
race.
the
It'll be
math.
close.
I did the math. It's he has to have a 1.54 second advantage every lap.
All
to
right,
catch
well,
them.
maybe that's a little steep.
You never know, though. I mean, the leaders could start to get closer and closer on fuel and maybe start slowing down more. So we'll see.
Now,
Thank you.
at this point, though, that's if everybody stays out. My Guest, Reynolds, Witt, LaPrade, all of them, they've made their beds at this point. They have to stay out. If they come down and pit right now, there's just too little time for them to make up.
15
Vincent
car
Sora's
comes
coming
down.
in.
Yep,
Vincent Sora.
Vincent Sora.
You guys
He had
know
a
that's,
heck of a
older
battle in
brother.
the qualifying races to get in.
that's
Yeah, defeated
Vincent
his older
Sora, by the
brother.
way. That's Vincent Sora, if you guys didn't know, by the way.
Defeated his
Vincent
older
Sora.
brother, Presley Sora.
Yes. In the qualifying races.
Yes.
Oh,
That was
man.
yesterday.
Gabe Wood is flying through the field here. Look at him right there in that light blue and white car. Found those fresher tires, flying by everybody.
You know, if I'm these guys on the lead lap, I almost am okay with staying out because we've seen so many times just over the years, people that are on these new tires don't know what to do with them, and they just run into the back of somebody, and that brings out the caution.
Wow.
Could very well happen tonight.
Yeah, I should have done that in Rotopro, but oh well.
It's okay, Blake. We know you've got it in you for next time.
Yeah.
Run
Dylan
somebody over.
Jones about to get his lap back, the 11. Chevy.
No.
Look at this, getting real close, getting real close. Gonna throw it on the inside, gonna make Guest have the unpreferred line.
By the way, the difference between Guest's lap and Bowden's lap is only 1.2 seconds now, so it is definitely equalizing a little bit.
Any reason for the graphic flash there for that one, Jordan?
Slide job.
Oh. Oh.
Man.
Michael, yes, very loose off of turn number 4. These tires, what's the probability of these guys blowing a tire, like blowing a right rear at the front? Have we seen that?
I don't know, but he just ran a 35.8. That's a pretty big fall off
Is
from
the
his last
issue
lap.
well, he had an unpreferred line with the lap car taking his inside line away
So-
there.
Last time by, Bowden ran a 34.5 and Guest ran a 35.8, so it's close.
I don't
on
think
the-
he's going to be able to get it, but I mean, he'll probably get back into the top 10.
Oh, it just depends. Guest is almost uncontrollable off the corner here. He's got
Oh,
Adam
someone just
Benefield all
blew up.
behind him.
I think that was Blake Sasser. I think he blew up in the pits
Oh no.
again.
That's rough.
It's more money out of that team's pockets.
They put a new engine in it only for it to blow up a second later.
These guys are so loose off of turn 4. Oh my god.
Michael Conti has suffered more damage to the right side of that 8 car. He is slipping back more and more. He's back to 14th now. We just saw him in the top 10 almost seemed like a few minutes ago.
Now, I wanted to ask, is the limiting factor with these cars tire wear or tire temperature?
I think it might be both.
I think it's, yeah, because I mean, it's a little bit of an open secret, but you do not want to go full throttle on the straightaways. It's it's really weird, but I don't know. I don't know which one would be a bigger factor. I guess heat, if I had to guess. Spinning the tires.
Jose Solis Jr. has disappeared.
By the way, quick shout out. We didn't talk about Frisch a lot. There he is. He is making his way closer and closer to the top 10. He just ran a 35.7. Our leaders are running 8s and 9s, so he is a little bit further back, but he is running some great laps right now as he makes his way towards the top 10.
Is that possible that our leaders might be fuel saving, and he is good to the end?
Possibly. By the way, 36.036 to a 34.759 comparing Bowden to Guest. So I don't know if he's closing it fast enough, but
he's not clutching to save fuel, at least. But Guest is super loose. He is drifting through the corner. He might be losing a right rear tire. I think he's going to come in.
Here
he blew a right rear tire.
Oh man, big
Reynolds
implications.
is in too.
Reynolds is coming in.
Someone tried to outside the pit, and I don't think they got it.
That was Gabe Wood.
So they're good on fuel. Their tires aren't. That is, wow, that is a huge development.
That is big.
I think another driver that might be having a right rear issue is Anthony Burrows. He is nearly wrecking in 1 and 2. He also just ran a 36-second lap.
Oh man, Burrows. I'm watching the hands in that car. He is all over the place right now.
That might be explaining what happened to Michael Conti. He had that drift earlier, which took those rear tires a little bit further than everyone else's so far.
Blade Witt elects to stay on the racetrack. He will assume the lead. Vicente Salas is up to second now. LaPrade third. So really only seeing Guest and Reynolds coming into pit. So that tire wear is going to be the big part and tell the story of this race. Who can keep the tires under these cars for the longest? Blade Witt looking like he's going to try and push it. We're coming to 10 to go.
Watching an onboard of Anthony Burrows right now is insane. That car is just turning completely to the right. I mean, look at this.
Oh my God.
Reminiscent of the old tire model.
And this is a smooth corner.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I think it's happening to these guys up front now too, because Blade Witt just ran a 36-second lap. Salas just ran a 35.8, so he's in a little bit better shape. Behind them, Fryer LaPrade is also in the high 35.9. So this is anyone's race at this point.
Who has the tires to make it to the end?
The
Michael
difference.
Passing someone else now. He's passing Nichols. That's for 7.
The difference between Michael Guest and Colin Bowden that's been developed over these last couple of laps since Colin pitted is 15 seconds. Is how much Guest has lost to Bowden.
This is getting insane right now as the battle for the lead heating up. There you see Salas in the 55 Space Station Racing machine looking to the rear bumper of Blade Witt. 10 laps to go here in the SlideJob 300 live on eRacer presented by Bottles. Very quick flash of the logo right
here. Here comes Salas on that second groove. Oh, he is so loose in that second lane.
Is he going to make it stick though?
He's still there. No, clear on the 14.
How much does Blade Witt have left?
Oh, he sent it in. Salas sent it in, tried to make in that third lane work. He is sideways. Oh, he's nearly wrecking. Oh, he got like a diamond line. That was awesome. Look at that. He's got good momentum off the corner.
Still too far back to do anything with it, though. Time is running out here at Homestead. On board right now with Salas. Into the corner. Let's see. Can he get the grip in the middle lane? He's got to get it slowed down. He might have a good run off the corner here. Let's see.
So low. They're so low.
He's got to run. Let's see if he's looking to the inside. This is for the lead.
God, he's so scared to get on the gas. It's amazing to watch these guys be patient.
Salas has the move. He's got the lead. New leader, 55 Space Station Gaming. Ford Fusion, Vicente Salas, new leader. First time he's led all day.
Well, he's leading at the right time now. Less than 10 to go. Coming to 7 to go this time by. Does Blade Witt have anything for him? Where are the tires that we saw? Can these guys keep the tires on it to make it to the end? Witt trying to get all he can off the corner. Sideways in that number 14. Just not going to be enough. Salas looking like he's kept more tire on than Witt does, but there's still time for something to happen in this race. We could catch a caution. Who knows? Salas gets a little out of the groove. Witt to the bottom.
Oh, Witt just drifting. Oh, man.
I love that line that Salas has in 1 and 2. It's really good.
That diamond line has proven to be what's getting him the most time. Salas looking to have just that much tire left under him, Blake.
Diallo is really chasing down Breyer for third. He's put down a couple of tenths, 4 tenths he made up on LaPrade that last time by. Omar has done a great job of saving those tires.
Unbelievable stuff. We got a quick Michael Guest update. We saw him come into pit earlier. There he is.
Oh, Bowden almost lost it off of turn 4. He's on the apron right now, but golly, was he sideways. That about brought out a yellow.
That would have been a game changer yellow. Good save by Bowden to keep this race going green. Who has anything for Vicente Salas right now? Blade Witt, the only one within striking distance. Does he have enough tires to make a run? Does Salas make a mistake? These guys are driving on ice right now.
For about 11th. My goodness. They're right on top of each
Oh
other.
my God.
If there's a caution, this might be it.
Sideways.
Andrew Pietronek in that 34 car. Justin Lisenby in the 31. Pietronek is going to get by.
This is where the caution is going to happen if we have one. Nearly 3 wide. Boost on that inside.
It's so close.
Tranick is so sideways. Oh, all of them. Look at Busa.
Logan Helton right there in that blue car back there, the last car in that battle. They all make it, though. Still coming to 4 laps to go. This is not over.
Is that Ethan Lane on the new tires? He's going to pass all these guys. He was 15th last time by. Oh, my God.
Busa sideways off the corner there. Up front, Blade Witt. Blade Witt has
anything up front.
Stretched the lead out to 1 second. So if a caution were to come out, this would change everything. But right now, Vicente Salas pulling away from Blade Witt.
Omar Diallo did take over the 3rd place position over Breyer, so put him in 3rd. Having a great race. Ethan Lane, it should put him ever closer to the top 10. I believe that's going to put him in the top 10.
Oh, man. Everybody on the track is suffering right now with their tires.
I love it. I love every second of this.
Track's at 92.
Oh, man. Salas has opened it up to 1.4 seconds now over Blade Witt. They're coming to 2 laps to go. If anything needs to happen or is anything going to happen, it's got to happen now or else we will be official. Off of turn number 4, Salas to the inside of Nicholas Short. Lets him go by. 2 laps to go here at Homestead.
Man, Blade Witt would pay anything for an extra 2 millimeters of rubber.
Oh, Nichols! Oh, we got
the motorsports drivers all over the place on the front. 1.5 laps to go. Can we get to the white flag? Salas is begging these guys to be able to hang on for 1 more corner, as these guys are still nearly wrecking.
Off of turn number 4, Salas sees the white flag. And we have a race. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for Vicente Salas. Space Station Gaming, Space Station Racing. Been running up at the front all race with he and teammate Colin Bowden. Can they hang on for 1 more lap? How much life do those tires have left?
Battle for 5th, by the way. These guys are still battling.
Oh, Boost has blown a tire here in turn 1. He's barely hanging on to it.
Oh, Michael Conti behind him. Oh, they're into the wall. Oh, my goodness.
The race is official. Off of turn 4, Vicente Salas has won the first SlideJob 300 at Homestead. Keeps the tires under it, passes Blade Witt, and pulls away.
Jake Nichols with a flat tire.
Oh, turn 4. Is that Colin Bowden?
That is.
Against the fence.
Oh, no.
These guys are all oh my God. Guest is flipping upside down. Oh, my God.
Dead Zone TeamSpeak is going nuts right now because of that.
Oh my goodness.
But our winner, Vicente Salas,
Blake
making his
Witt
way through
second.
turns 3 and 4. Nobody had anything for him in the last portion of that run. Blade Witt second, Omar Diallo third, Briar LaPrade fourth, Anthony Burrows fifth, Parker White sixth, Michael Frisch a good rebound to finish seventh, Tyler Justice eighth, Ethan Lane ninth, and Andrew Pietronek will round out the top 10. As there you see in the background, Vicente Salas celebrating as he takes that number 55 Space Station Gaming vehicle to victory lane here at Homestead. We'll go back down 11th through 20th here. Looks like we've got Andrew Freenage will come back in 11th. Dylan Jones 12th. Logan Helton 13th. Justin Lisenby, Brian Mercurio, Michael Guest leading this whole second half of the race. Makes a late pit stop because the tires just had no life left. He will come up 16th. Adam Benefield 17th. Jake Nichols 18th. Garrison Hogan and Blake Reynolds, Kevin, will round out the top 20.
21st, Colin Bowden. You really hate to see after leading a majority of this race. 21st, Vincent Sora, 22nd. Jose Solis Jr. in 23rd. Matt Busa will finish 24th. Gabe Wood, 25th. Bryan Blackford, last car on the lead lap, will finish in 26th. Tough break for Michael Connie there at the end, blowing a tire, finishing in 27th. Nick Short, sponsored by the color red, in 28th. 50 laps down, Justin Smith in 29th. And Dustin Montgomery, he had our hearts the first half of the race running that high line. He will finish in 30th.
31st went to Alex Kolinick. 32nd was Blake Sasser, the MVP down there on pit road. His car is still down there, by the way. 33rd to Michael Gonzalez. 34th in that accident that resulted from Jimmy Mullis. 34th was Kevin King. 35th, Dylan Alt. Daniel Eberhardt finished in 36th. 37th, Jimmy Mullis. 38th was Zach Novak, who scraped the wall early and went out of the race. Tommy Gossett in 39th. Brandon McKissick, 40th. Daniel Buttafuoco, 41st. 42nd to Ralph Hutchinson. 43rd was Will Cooley, and unfortunately, the line is still formed up right there.
This guy's fed up.
He is not happy, not having a good time at all.
That is Derek Justice. I mean,
still taking pictures. All right, so he's still taking pictures there. But while we're here, we'll get a word with our winner, Vicente Salas. Vicente, you got us, man?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. So tell us about the last part of that race. That is, you led your first laps extremely late in this thing, kept the tires under it, was able to pass Blade Witt and win the race. Tell us how you're able to keep the tires underneath that car to make the move.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole race, I was kind of just planning on long runs, playing it safe on the short run. People were flying by me, and it was kind of whatever. And we'd only get 20 to 30 lap runs. So my strategy, as soon as I'd start climbing, was just kind of destroyed. And finally, for this last run, we got a solid 50 or 55 lap run. And I guess some people may have short fueled or whatever, and they didn't get to make it. But I'm super fortunate and glad we were able to bring it into victory lane.
Absolutely, man. We're kind of curious about that. Kevin brought up a question earlier in the race. Were you more planning on saving for, the tire wear, or were you trying to monitor the tire temperatures the best you can during runs?
I would say it was a mix of both, because if I slid the tires, obviously the temp would go up. So then I really had to focus the next couple laps on bringing the temp back down and driving the car super straight. So I think it was just kind of a mix of both worlds.
Absolutely. But you did a great job keeping all the tires underneath that car, so you're able to pull the win off. So congratulations here. What are you going to do with your winnings now that you got a little bit of money in your pocket after this?
Honestly, I have no idea, but I was looking at a few wheel rims, so that might be the investment.
There you go. Well, Vicente Salas, your winner here tonight, guys. First winner of the SlideJob 300, man. Congratulations, man. Go enjoy it.
Thank you so much. And if I could real quick just thank JD Laird for spotting me and crewing me the whole race, and Liam Brotherton for pinning the car, and you guys for broadcasting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vicente. Great job tonight. Vicente Salas, your winner here tonight. Let's get our second place finisher in here, Blade Witt. He is caught up with Blake McCandless.
Well, Blade, you ended up making it to the end. It looks like just a drift party out there the last couple of laps. Kind of tell us what it was like driving these cars with a lot of horsepower and not a whole lot of grip.
Yeah, that was some of the most fun I've had in iRacing in a while, I can tell you that. I'm surprised I didn't blow a right rear tire. I had 28% left at the end, surprisingly, but it you really couldn't get full throttle till definitely, way down the front straightaway. But yeah.
Well, kind of tell us there was a lot of differing strategies going on in terms of what moves people wanted to make. What were you kind of thinking throughout that race with the shorter runs we got at the beginning and kind of the longer runs towards the end?
I was really excited to see the long runs there at the end, and it seemed like a lot of the other people in front of me short fueled their cars, so that's why they couldn't make it to the end. But kind of lucky that we weren't trying to outsmart people with that. We had a full tank, and we were good to go to the end, just barely. But we made it to the end. I was glad to see the long runs there. The short runs were kind of getting frustrating because I felt like on that mid to long run was kind of my strongest area of the run, and then just right when that happened, we always get a yellow the whole race there. It seemed like, but we seemed like we had good track position, and we had a good run overall and came out with a great result.
All right, Blade. Well, congratulations. Ends up second tonight. Does Blade Whip. Blake, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Blade Wood, everybody. Second place finisher. Let's get our third place finisher. Omar Diallo is caught up with Kevin McAdams, so we'll see what Omar has to say. Kevin.
Thanks, Sean. Omar, man, you were around maybe 10th to 15th most of that race. I'm sure, like everybody else, we talked about it with Blade and Vicente, just hoping for that long run. You were flying there at the tail end of that last 20 laps or so. Tell us about how you wanted to attack this race from lap one, and tell us about how hard it was to drive these cars at the tail end of that race.
Yeah, it was really hard to drive it because it was so loose, and I knew if we got a really long run, saving good would matter, and every time we'd start making up time, a caution would come out, or we'd hit somewhere, or we'd get wrecked. Well, I didn't get wrecked, but I put it in the wall a couple times, and we finally got that long run, and it was really good.
Yeah, we saw, towards the beginning of the race, that high line seemed to work a little bit better. Did the high line kind of fall away a little bit towards, once we got back in the sunlight? And another thing we noticed just by watching the race, it seemed like you guys had to really run that really low exit. It was just, the cars just really getting loose and having a lot of wheel spin. What was going on there throughout the race and where the lines were changing up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, with this car, you just want to exit as low as possible and keep it straight because it has so much power, and any type of wheel input while you're getting on the gas just kills it. The top, you could run it for 5 or 10 laps, but you'd be on the truck going backwards if you tried to do that whole run. So you just had to paint the wide and hope for a long run, and we finally got one, and I got third.
All right, I'm going to ask one more question. I think Brian's listening. Would you like to see more of these? Would you like to see more of these hard to drive SlideJob 300s? I think you guys look like you're having a ton of fun out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just this game. There's not a lot of things where there's that big of a gap in time, between drivers. It's usually 2/10 max, but you saw today, Vicente was half a second faster than everyone. You don't see that a lot, so it's really fun.
All right, Omar. Well, congratulations on your third place finish. Great run in there at the end, and we look forward to seeing you later on in these future e-racer events.
All right, thanks.
So Omar Diallo, guys, your third place finisher, and that'll about do it for our coverage tonight, but not for the weekend. We still got more stuff to come. As you see Jordan aggressively circling the e-racer Roval Racing Series logo.
Move the standings out of the way.
Yeah, come on.
Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. live here on e-racer. We'll be back here. We got the Roval Racing Series, multi-class NASCAR action. Great production there, keeping the window, the internet open. No problem. But yes, 7 p.m. Eastern, live right here. We're going to the Indianapolis Road Course. The first two races have been pretty darn good so far, so hopefully the third one will reciprocate. So join us back here for that.
And we have a special guest in the booth for tomorrow. Definitely tune in to see who it is.
Yes,
you never know.
So. Yes, we do. Incentive to watch. But guys, I think that'll about do it for our coverage here tonight. For myself, Jordan, Blake, Josh, Kevin, everybody at e-racer, Brian for putting this thing on. It was a great show to watch. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys back here tomorrow night for the Roval Racing Series. Have a great night, everybody.